Hi YouTube, it's Taiwan, and I'm just checking in to see if anybody's gonna come in. I see you got somebody. Just give me a hello. Let me know what you want to talk about. I want to go on and start off like I need to remember this year. I gotta start off by always thanking my new subscribers, and I got a few since the last live. So it's Mimic TB. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And American Copperhead. It's either American Copperhead or American Copper HD. I've already mentioned you in one of my review for Damnation for episode 7. I mentioned you there because we had a little back and forth on my review for episode number 4, so thank you. And PR Play TV, thank you for subscribing. And RELJ, thank you for subscribing. Hey, my kiddo, how are you doing? Actually, you came up in a letter that's going to come up in the live a little bit later on today. We got some mail finally, so we'll have that to add for a first time. So let me know what y'all want to talk about. Let me know who's in here, where you are, how you're doing. Happy New Year to everybody. I'm glad that we all made it to 2018. And I will just briefly run down the topics that I'm going to talk about today. And if I'm leaving out something that you want to talk about, then let me know. Yeah, I think it's pretty good news. I think it's going to be something positive. I'll put it like that. So we'll talk a little bit about Logan Paul and something I saw about Carrie Underwood, a little bit of extra stuff about Roy Moore, and we have a rest in peace that we always try to get those out of the way first, and this one is for Rick Hall, and we got some nasty boy news on Ben Vereen, and we have a question of the day, or I'm calling it, that was the QOTW, question of the week. We'll talk about that, and then just some blog topics in general, because that's kind of what we do when we are done with the topics that I've actually researched, and we kind of just sit around and talk crap about people who've been acting a fool in the blogs. So let me go on. Oh yeah, we're going to continue with our tradition from last year of keeping a trending topic running in between the topics that I discuss. And so today is something that I saw that was on, I saw it on Twitter last week, and it was asking people, what is your rap name? So we'll keep that going. And by that, they gave a formula for coming up with your rap name. And your rap name is when you put Lil, L-I-L, as in Lil Kim, or, it's a whole bunch of Lil rappers. But anyway, put Lil as the first part, and whatever the first purchase that you made in 2018, that is your rap name. So we can keep that going as a topic. Let me go on and get set up so that I can read your comments here on this screen, and we'll go on and get started. Let me see here. I gotta get to my YouTube. I always forget to go on and have that set up, so please forgive me, you guys. Let's see here. Okay, let me get to this live stream, and I'm gonna get started. Just give me just a second. Let's see here. And I hope the new year is going well for you guys so far too. Okay, so now I'm all set up. Okay, and thank you for the thumbs up, whoever gave me the thumbs up. Okay, so let's go on and get it started with the first topic. We will get like I said, the sad things always, we'll get those out of the way first. And so we do have a rest in peace this week. Rick Hall passed away. And he's somebody, honestly, the more I read about him, it's like he should have one of those movies like Cadillac Records or something made about him. Easily could be made. He was the music producer who founded Fame Studios in 1959 in Florence, Alabama, and he will forever be known in music as the man who forged the Southern soul style known as the Muscle Shoals sound. And he died on Tuesday at his home in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He was 85 years old. He founded, like I said, the Fame Studios, and that stood for Florence, Alabama Music Enterprises. Fame put out a lot of country and blues and R&B and gospel music. Rick Hall was a white man who was seen as a big risk taker at that time. Hey, Wow, Really, how you doing? Wow, Really has a channel, so please subscribe to Wow, Really. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Let's see, by working with black music artists in the 1960s and having black and white artists collaborate, he was definitely seen as a big risk taker back then. And you have to remember that this is the 1960s. It's Alabama. It's the South. It's very segregated. And he was either producer or co-producer or engineer for some major hits by Shenandoah, Paul Anka, the Osmonds, Etta James, Clarence Carter, Wilson Pickett, and Aretha Franklin. He has a very impressive resume. He grew up dirt poor, son of a sawmill worker and sharecropper. His dad bought him his first mandolin when he was 6, and he basically learned how to play anything with strings and went on from there. Again, just a very impressive story, very impressive resume, and he's worked with some of the biggest names in music that we can think of. And in my opinion, I would kind of now like to see, his life story and the story of Fame Studios made into a movie. I think it could easily be a blockbuster. He's survived by his wife and his 2 sons and his 2 brothers and his sister and 5 grandchildren, so may he rest in peace. Let me go on and get to the comments because I did see that Wow, Really was in there. Okay, so, okay, am all good. Thanks, honey. Hope you're well. I am doing well. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Let's go on and get to the topics. And again, everybody, okay, I know that Wow Really has a channel, so please subscribe to Wow Really. And let's just, if y'all are in here and you have channels, then please let it be known that you have a channel so that we can all subscribe to each other and keep supporting each other too throughout 2018. Ronell Bradley, hey, how are you doing? I was just getting started and about to go on to the next topic, but Ronell Bradley has a channel too, and I call his channel a news channel. He might call it something else, but subscribe to him, check him out too. He's got some really great content on his channel as well. So let's go on and briefly get into Miss Carrie Underwood, you guys. To me, it was just amazing that this story ever trended in the first place. So I'll make it brief. Apparently, Carrie Underwood, the American Idol winner from season whatever, like I think stopped watching American Idol after season 5. Anyway, and she's a huge country star now. She fell in some freak accident and had to get 40 to 50 stitches in her face. And she posted a pic of herself on her fan club website. And on this picture, she's all covered except for her eyes. Like she has something like on her head and it's covering her face. And her eyes look very pretty, long lashes, and her eyes are made up. But anyway, I don't know. It was just weird to me. But of course, she posts this on her fan club site, and so quite naturally, that picture is going to make it to social media. And her stupid fans were all like, "Hey, she put that on her fan page so that the people who love her could see her. She didn't want it on Twitter." And it's like, okay, I'm sure that Carrie Underwood knows how the internet works. Like, get a life, weirdos. I think that she, quite naturally expected that that picture would show up in other places only, other than just the, the fan page for her, her website. So anyway, a lot of Trump supporters took that as karma for Carrie Underwood trashing the president. She called it a freak accident. She said that she also broke her wrist, and she wanted her fans to know that she may look a little bit different now. And one of Carrie's quotes, she said, and I'm really quoting, "It's crazy how an accident can change your life." And I'm just like, it changed your life, Carrie? Like, I mean, I'm sure it hurt or whatever, but is your life really changed now? But whatever. To her, it did. And I don't know how her life changed, but she said it did, so okay. And my favorite comment that I saw posted online, somebody says, and I quote, "Okay, who is Carrie Underwood?" So that was that. Let me go on and get to the comments. I see that I had some rolling in, so let me see what y'all are saying. Oh, Lord, my kiddo got a big old celebration going on here. Okay, my kiddo, okay, so y'all talking. Ronell came in the room. And my kiddo hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate like, comment, subscribe, please, y'all. Thank you, Wow, really, for smashing that like button for me. I appreciate it. My kiddo says, wow, she is lucky it was not worse. I agree. Wow, really? Okay, you're making dinner. Hey, okay, so I don't want to disturb your dinner, but if you can come on and comment, tell us what you're making, and give us some, save us some dinner too. My kiddo says her fans are young and immature. Yeah, clearly. And TW23 is in the house. Hey, TW23, thank you for coming in. Okay, so y'all talking to her. He says she's probably talking about endorsements. Okay, so that would make sense, yeah, because her face is definitely her money maker, and she is a pretty girl, so I could see that would, how that could change her life. But in the grand scheme of things, I did not really understand, like, okay, girl, what are you talking about? Okay, Wow really is just doing cheesy chips and beans. Sounds good to me. I'm a vegetarian. That's like right up my alley. Okay, give me a second to sip my water and I will get on to the next topic. And thank you all for coming in. Thank you everybody for smashing the like button and, coming in and commenting. Let's get this going on. Okay, and TW23 has a channel as well. Ronald Bradley has a channel. I think everybody in here except for my kiddo too, who needs to have a channel, has a channel. My kiddo too is very entertaining and very informed, so I really think that maybe you should consider your own YouTube channel. So quickly, the next story. Mr. Roy Moore. One day he'll go away, you guys, but they just keep on coming out with more things. So, Roy Moore's Jew lawyer is who I'm actually going to talk about. I think now that Roy Moore is actually finally done for running for his Senate seat in Alabama, but he is still a jackass, and so is his wife. And so, remember, you guys, when his wife, Kayla Moore, was defending her husband against claims that he was a bigot, she let us know that even though fake news says that, her husband doesn't want anything to do with Jews, one of our attorneys is a Jew. So take that, And I was just thinking to myself, like, that's even worse than the classic, I have black friends. When people accuse someone of being racist, they always, well, but my best friend is black. That was just as bad as that. Which, by the way, she did also use that line too at the same event because she was basically trying to defend her husband from claims that he was a bigot. And people were saying, well, she's like, the fake news says that we don't, that my husband doesn't want anything with, to do with black people, but we have black friends and we, have black church members, or so, like, it was just like crazy. But anyway, and to defend her husband against what was being said about him as far as Jews were concerned, she said, our lawyer is Jewish. We have a Jewish lawyer. Well, it turns out that their favorite Jewish lawyer is a practicing Christian. And I guess the dumbass Kayla never got the chance to catch up with him to find that out, or maybe she wasn't on his Christmas card list. But anyway, the Washington Post and other publications identified this lawyer friend of theirs as Richard. I think his last name is pronounced Jaffe, Jaffe. And he also represented Roy Moore's son on a drug charge. And Roy Moore's Jewish lawyer also voted for Doug Jones, his opponent in the Alabama Senate race, and also raised money for Doug Jones' campaign, and also contributed money to his campaign. And so when this news came out, basically it embarrassed Kayla Moore, was like, not that Jewish lawyer, another one. And so she named another Jewish lawyer who, it turns out that this other Jewish lawyer friend of theirs is also a practicing Christian too. So Womp womp. Let's try again, Kayla. Or better yet, why don't both of you just go away? That's the end of that story. Let me go on and get to the comments before I go on to the next story. And let's see. Okay, I see that we have Wow really saying that duty calls. Ty, sorry, hun, gotta leave. Take care and stay safe. Okay, and see y'all soon. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll definitely be back by your channel. Thank you for coming in, and enjoy your cheesy chips and beans for dinner. That, again, sounds like something up my alley. Let's see. Okay, so y'all are talking to each other. My kiddo says no thank you. I'm pretty sure that's as far as starting your own YouTube channel. I still think that you should, but okay, if you say no, then I'm not going to force you. Let's see. My kiddo says his wife is an ignoramus. I agree. And, okay, so then now we're saying goodbye to Wow. Okay, let me take a sip of my water and get on to the next topic. Hi, Derica. Derica's in the house. Derica does not have a YouTube channel either, but thank you for coming in. Let me go on and get to this next story. Hold on. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, for smashing the thumbs up for me, for commenting, for staying with me. So here we are. Next story, Logan Paul. If y'all are on YouTube, then y'all probably know who this guy is or have heard of this guy. Very, very popular YouTuber. In case you don't know who he is, though, Logan Paul's a famous YouTuber. And I consider most YouTubers to be popular, who have a considerable following, but I don't think that it would be a stretch to call him actually famous. He has over 15 million subscribers. He has endorsement deals with HBO and Pepsi, and he has a younger brother who's also a YouTuber who's almost equally as famous as him. He's got about 12 million subscribers. His brother's name is Jake Paul. And anyway, Logan Paul was trending on Twitter on Monday. I believe it was Monday. Could have been Sunday, but I think it was Monday, because he was filming for his YouTube channel while he was in Japan, just doing some blogging, basically. And he went to a place on the slopes of Mount Fiji that's known as the Suicide Forest. It has a very long Japanese name, which I'm not even going to attempt to butcher on this channel, but that's just the kind of name that it's become popular to be called, the Suicide Forest. And when he went there with his gang, his YouTube gang, he found a dead body hanging there, and he filmed the body, put some footage of the body, and put it on his YouTube channel. Now, most of his viewers seem to be young, and I mean like between the ages of like 9 to 14, 15 years old. And it seems like usually YouTube would take something like that down, like that kind of material showing a body and things like that. But this time, this particular video made it to YouTube's trending page. And after Logan Paul got a lot of backlash from people on Twitter, he decided to remove the video himself. The clip that I have seen at first shows what I took was being a very natural reaction by him, of like shock and surprise, and for him. But then there's some girl laughing in the background like this dead body is just the funniest thing she's ever seen in her life. It was like Eddie Murphy on stage doing Delirious, and she's just laughing her head off. And though he was surprised, I think that one can kind of expect to find a dead body in something called a suicide forest. So it would have been nice to just have seen the cameras shut off, and then the police contacted and the deceased person's family notified, and that did eventually happen. But after some weird and jackassy comments were made, he says it was a mistake. But several people called them out, basically saying, okay, things like, so you accidentally went to a suicide forest and filmed a body you accidentally, filmed the body. You accidentally uploaded it to YouTube. You accidentally waited for your video to upload, and so it's just like, okay, you can't say that this whole thing was an accident. And that's kind of how he's being called out. And people are just like, nah, bruh, you can't say this is an accident. Most people are saying that it was all quite super intentional. Now, Logan says that he did it to bring attention to suicide, like a suicide awareness type of thing for him. And I can't say that that's not what he meant to do. I have my suspicions, but I can say that if that's what he wanted to do, then it should have been handled with a lot more dignity and a lot more respect for that dead man. And not like, if you're doing a suicide awareness video, the tone shouldn't be, dude, there's a dead body, bruh. Like, well, he's wearing this silly costume, and and he says, that he didn't do it to get views. Quote in his words, I get views, which that's true. He really does. I mean, when you have 15 million subscribers, they're not all there because they're not watching, so he does get views. He issued an apology after receiving some backlash from some really big names on YouTube, and even some really big bona fide celebrities who were calling him an idiot. They were calling him other names and saying that he should lose his channel. People were even on there saying he should lose his life and he should kill himself. So I don't think that you should criticize somebody who's mocking suicide by telling them to go and kill themselves. So I do think that some of the backlash went a little bit too far, but that was that. Now I did see some of his vlogging from the other days on his trip in Japan, and it's like the nature of everything that he does is pretty much disrespectful and jackass like literally reminds me of the MTV show Jackass. It's just like in his regular blogging, he's basically just walking around Japan, mocking their culture, harassing old people, harassing people who are working, and playing with food. It was just a weird thing to see, and I'm familiar with his name, but I had never watched any of his content before. I'm familiar with his brother's name because of it coming up in the news for some not good stuff, and that's how I found out about, the Paul brothers. And so, but what you see, like, in the Japan vlogging videos is him walking around like he's carrying this fish and a squid in his hands, and he's offering it to people who are, like, clearly, like, grossed out, like, get away when they see it. And he's slapping the fish and the squid against a window at Starbucks, and then he finally leaves them on the back of a taxi, which I don't know what starvation rates are in Japan, but that's literally like you're just walking around playing with food that people could have eaten. So it was just weird. And then there's a scene where he goes to like this, it looks like an open market, flea market type space, and he buys a Game Boy. Then he smashes it on the ground. I don't know if it was a Game Boy, but some kind of handheld gaming device. And he smashes it on the ground, and then he takes it back to the vendor saying that it doesn't work, and the vendor, I guess, only speaks Japanese or doesn't speak English, and he's looking at him like, what do you mean? He's holding up the gaming device toward the guy, and the guy is just like, because he doesn't understand him, and so he says, mucho brokeno, and it's just like, that's so disrespectful. And there are scenes of him running around in Japanese garments. I don't know if they're kimonos and like these little pointy hats, and just running around being a jackass. He's taking his pants off in the middle of some busy street in Tokyo. He had on like nude colored shorts. And so I'm sure that like anyone who's like just saw it in passing or blinked, probably thought that he was completely just nude under there. But so just like running around Japan being a jackass, basically. And how are the Japanese people responding to his antics? These were some of the comments that I saw. Quote, "Do not come to Japan anymore." End quote. Quote, "It is tasteless and meaningless. His behavior is very disappointing." Next quote, "I do not know the reason why such a person is popular." The next quote, "You are a silly excuse for a human being. If I see you, I will not hesitate to kick your balls. So, yeah, not quite really a warm reception from a lot of Japanese people after seeing his video. The best thing that I guess I could say, and I don't know if anyone in here even has any parents, and I'm not a parent myself, and so of course, the childless people, we're the ones who are good about giving parenting advice, right? And I'm just gonna say, the best thing that I can say to parents is watch what your children are watching, know what they're watching, explain things to them, because I mean, I can only imagine myself like kind of seeing a video of a person hanging. It would have disturbed me visually. I don't think I would have thought that it was funny. Like being around the age of his viewers, I think that I just as a kid, as a young person, I would have had issues with that. And then if you're dealing with, a child who's suicidal, and if some thought gets into their head, it's just so many things, because children's minds, they don't think the way that adult minds think. They're not developed yet. And so I just, caution anybody who has children who watch him to, talk to your kids about what it is that they're seeing, and do that anyway, no matter what they're watching, not just, Logan Paul or Jake Paul or, YouTube content, just everything in general. And Japan has a very high suicide rate, especially for men. So I know that this had to be a particularly, hurtful thing for the people in Japan. Again, if that was his intent, to do a suicide awareness video, there is absolutely nothing wrong with talking about suicide awareness, but anyone who's going to do it should be tactful and respectful about it. That's all. That's my only comment on that. So let me see here what you guys are saying in the comments about this. Let's see here. Trying to get back to where I left off. Okay, so we had Derek had to come in, and then my kiddo says Logan apologized because he was caught on camera laughing. Probably so. Logan brings in a lot of revenue. Yes, he does. I didn't get to view the video, but it's sad for the family. Absolutely, TW23. I could not imagine having a family member who died of suicide or anything, and then just thinking that someone would have the audacity to film their body for their YouTube channel. Whether he did it for views or money, he did not monetize the video, I'll say that, so it wasn't like he was doing it for money. Again, he already gets views, but I don't care. It's just really rude and disrespectful. Hopefully he learns from this, is what TW23 said, and she also said now what should really be addressed is the girl laughing in the background. I agree. It all needs to be addressed, but I just kind of feel like sometimes these girls who run around, like especially like women who tend to, or girls, I mean, he's 22, so I'm guessing she's around the same age, so it's fair to call her a woman, a young woman, but it's almost like girls just kind of like really do things for validation from some of these guys that hang out. Like, I've got to show them that I'm cool and I can be one of the guys, and this is just so funny, but yeah, it needs to be addressed. She sounded like a mental patient, and just, yeah, it wasn't that funny. It wasn't funny at all, but she was laughing like it was the funniest thing she'd ever seen in her life. Like, oh my gosh, like, look at his hands. They're, blue. Anyway, and so, yeah, my kiddo saying his female friend definitely needs to be addressed. And she also said you cannot be African American in Japan doing those stunts without being arrested. That I do believe is the truth. Even though people are not necessarily fond of Americans as a whole, you can darn sure believe that they will tolerate antics from a Jake Paul better than they would have Jerome Jackson. I'll just put it like that. And the Japanese are tolerant of him because he's Caucasian. And honestly, they didn't seem to be that tolerant. There were a few people who, seemed to like not be put off by him in those videos, but they weren't really having it either, most of them. Hey, me and these curls. Okay, me and these curls is in the house. I think that I have like mostly regulars in here, but just in case you have not subscribed to me and these curls, do. She's got some things going on too. She's going to be putting out some new content this year. We all are though, right? Let's see. TW23 says, I don't understand why Americans go to other countries mocking their culture like that's not America. Like that's not America, and people could really get in trouble. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why people would do that. I don't understand why anyone would do that ever. And then there's a video of one of the Paul brothers. I think that it's also Logan. There's like a kind of like a meme that's been going on, or a little vine, where he's going up to a black man in America, just a random black man who's sitting down on a bench, and he goes up to him and says, "Hey, you guys sitting down with my friend Jerome here?" And that black man looks at him and says, "My name ain't Jerome, motherfucker," or like whatever. He was just, so it's like he mocks everybody. You don't have to be Japanese to get it from this Logan Paul kid. It's just in his nature to be a jackass and do jackass things. So it could have happened anywhere. But yeah, I don't know why people mock other people's culture. It's just ridiculous. Okay, me and these girls says, "Hi Ty, I know I'm late. Hi everyone." Okay, and everybody's talking to her. Okay, so let me go on and get to the next topic. Thank you all again for sticking. Oh, wait, I forgot. Okay, so we have a running topic to put in between the things that I'm talking about, like we always do. We're going to keep that tradition from 2017. Your rap name. Tell me what your rap name is. Now, this is something that I saw on Twitter that somebody started, but your rap name is Lil, as in Lil, as in Lil Kim, Lil C's, whatever. Lil plus your first purchase that you made in 2018. So tell me what your rap name is, and that's the topic that will keep going in between the topics that I'm talking about. Now, to the next topic, after I take me a quick sip of water. Here, my delicious water. Me and these girls was talking about water on her live yesterday because everybody was talking about how beautiful her skin is, and she says she drinks a lot of water. I only drink water too at home. When I go out to eat, I have me and my Coke, or really, I'll have a soda. That's the only thing I really drink. But anyway, okay. So now we have our first nasty boy of 2018. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all that they were going to be coming for some men of color, and they started at the end of last year, but this year we kick it off with Ben Vereen, the first nasty boy of 2018. Nasty boy. Okay, anyway. So yeah, the Broadway legend and TV and film actor Ben Vereen has been accused of sexual assault by young female cast members of a production of Hair that he was directing in 2015 in Venice, Florida. The allegations against Ben Vereen and his 71-year-old genitals include sexual groping, unwanted kisses, aggressive hugs, naked acting exercises, hot tub encounters at his residence, and lewd comments about all of the accusers' weight and their sex appeal and their personal lives. He has admitted to it, and he's apologized for it in a Twitter statement, like they all do. And now there are half a dozen accusers, and their stories are detailed in New York's Daily News. He was telling these girls stuff like, and I'm quoting what one of the girls said, "Nudity isn't inherently sexual, and if you're not mature enough to understand that, then you're not mature enough to be in Hair." What? The entire fuck. Really? Okay, Ben Vereen. Yeah, we're not all 71, so we're not quite as mature as you, but I didn't. Okay, whatever. And then one accuser said that he asked her for oral sex, and she said she agreed because she felt confused and he seemed angry. And anyway, I wonder if he told her that there was nothing sexual about that either. "Oh, girl, it's just my penis in your mouth. There's nothing sexual about this. Grow up," like, It's just like, who are these women like who are succumbing to the sexual pressures from this old 70-year-old raggedy bald man? Like, it's just so weird. So anyway, she said that she thought that he could guide her career, but she realizes that, you know, all of his talk was just a power play. And honey, I guess that the world of community theater in Venice, Florida is a competitive and nitty-gritty place. When you feel like you gotta suck Ben Vereen's dick, I'm just like, ugh, I can't. Anyway, I'm done with that story. Let me please, please, please get on to your comments and something else, because I don't even want to think about what was going on with them. So yeah, ugh, okay. Let me get to these comments. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? Okay, then, my kid, I mean, TW23, I don't know if I read your comment. You said that they need to make an example of somebody, talking about the Logan Paul situation. And I would agree. Okay, do you mean YouTube needs to make an example, or just like one of these foreign governments when these people go in here acting stupid? I'm curious. Let's see here. Okay, my kiddo's rap name is Lil Nike. You know, that could actually get you somewhere, I think, in the rap world. Let's see, me and these curls, her rap name is Lil Jeans. Oh, she says my skin looks good too. Thank you, I appreciate that. Lil Jeans. My kiddo is saying, wow. Okay, I guess that's about, and I can't tie. Okay, about Ben Vereen and his nasty old self. Me and these girls says, yeah, that's about all you can really say. TW23 says, I remember him playing Will Smith's dad. Oh yeah, okay, he was the one who played his dad on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the sorry like daddy who had him crying, right? Was that him? I was not a big Fresh Prince fan, but and Chicken George in the original Roots. So I'm kind of not shocked. Okay, do you know, I still have not seen the original Roots. I saw the remake that was done last year or 2016, and I liked it. It was only 4 parts. And see, my thing about Roots, I never wanted to see it because it was so long. Like, I didn't even like really think about seeing it until I got in college. And one of my line sisters, like, that was like a thing that she had, like, every Black History Month. She would want everybody to come over and watch Roots. And I'm like, isn't that like 10 hours? Like, I don't want to do that. Don't you ever invite me to do that again. Like, I know, like, that's a long time. And so, okay. Anyway, but after I saw the remake, I really liked it. And I heard that some things were different from the remake, even as far as the script. I remember hearing that one of the original cast members was in the remake, but he played a different character. And in the remake, that guy who played Chicken George, he was very good looking, and that's not even my type. But he was really nice looking. I don't know his name. It was a lot of European and British actors in the remake. But anyway, whoever that boy was who played Chicken George, he looked good. He looks very nice. Not Ben Vereen, the remake Chicken George. Yeah, nice looking guy. Let's see here. He really disappointed Will in the episode, so yeah. Oh, okay, so then you wouldn't put it past him to be a sexual predator because of how he disappointed Will. Is that what you're saying? Are you being funny? Let's see, my kiddo says, when was the last time you saw Chicken George on television? Ben Vereen? I don't remember. I guess it would have been the TW23 talking about seeing him on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I couldn't even really remember that. I wasn't like a huge fan of that show, especially when they changed the Aunt Vivs. I was really like done. But anyway, let's see. I'm just playing. I'm truly shocked about Ben Vereen's actions. Oh, okay, so you were playing. Okay, yeah. I don't know that I'm truly shocked anymore. Like at this point, I'm almost like gonna be shocked when I hear about somebody who's not, been accused of sexual misconduct with a woman. These men just seem like they don't know how to control themselves. Let's see here. TW23 says, "LOL, you got me." Okay, so y'all. Okay, so yeah, y'all. Let's hurry up and quickly change the subject so we don't have to think about being Marine. Okay, so here is something that TW23, your name is in this, and my kiddo too. Okay, so we have a letter. Okay, y'all know how I've been like begging everybody to like, if y'all will like send me some letters if y'all want to talk about a personal dilemma or whatever. I used to always put that on my Thank You Thursday videos. And I've even mentioned it on the lives too, but so we got our first letter. So when y'all saw on my title for this video, QOTW, that's question of the week. Don't know that we'll have one every week, but I'm going to be optimistic. So maybe we'll have one every week. So let me read that. And again, I'm just letting you know in advance, my kiddo 2 and TW23, your names come up in this letter. Hold on. Okay. It says, let me get, okay, so I got an email from someone, and I gotta be sure that I'm not giving any information they don't want me to give. Okay, it says, "Dear Ty, I've been one of your YT, so YouTube subscribers for several months now. You shouted out my name on a Thank You Thursday video when you were in St. Lucia last year. I never commented on the video, but I did appreciate it. I'm not big on YouTube, but I happened to watch one of your live streams when you were talking about a famous person's transgender child. I am so glad that I was able to see you on that day because it caught my attention. You and your audience was very kind and understanding in the remarks that you made about him, and that made me happy because I always feel like we are misunderstood. Yes, we. That brings me to my point. I'm a 17-year-old transgender female, and I am afraid to come out to my parents. And I wonder if you and your Sunday Funday audience can help me with what to say. I know that in old videos you've asked people to send in questions if they have a personal dilemma. I don't know if you were doing that this year, but if you are, please take my question. I want to be me this year. You have a viewer named MyKiddo2 and TW23, and all of you were so kind when you talked about the transgender boy. I hope that you can help me. I'm so scared! Exclamation point. What do I say? What will they think? I love them. They love me. Will that change? You can call me Jennifer. That is what my name will be, not the name on this email. Thank you. I know that you're not LGBT, but it really helps to know that there are people like you who understand us." So that was the letter that we got, you guys. And so I just want to say first, before I get into answering anything, that I am really proud, of my audience, of us, that people feel like we're approachable and like they can talk to us and like they're not going to come here and be judged. So that made me feel good. I saw the question and I hadn't really given it any thought. I really do want you all's input, and I'm really glad that my kiddo 2 and TW23 are both here. But everybody who's here, if you have any advice for Jennifer, then please give her some advice. I don't know if Jennifer is in the live now. I don't know if she's going to join us in the live or if she's going to watch this as a playback after it's done streaming. But anybody who has any advice that they can give her, please do that, and I'll read your comments so that she can hear them, because we know that the comments won't, show up in the stream after this is over. What I will say, Jennifer, is that I would, I don't know exactly what to say, but it bothers me that you're scared, and I don't think that you necessarily need to be scared. If you are 17 and you have a loving relationship with your parents, you love them and they love you, there might be a chance that your parents already know that you are feeling this way, or that you are going to undergo this change. They might already see some things. There might be some things that your parents, you never know. There might be some things that they talk about in private about you that maybe they don't know how to approach you on. And so I don't know exactly what to say, but I would just say don't be scared. You know that you love them. You know that they love you. Um, they're going to continue to love you, I believe, once you tell them. I think, and I there was something that I saw. It was, and I don't know what your race is, and sometimes honestly that does play into how well or not people are accepted. But I did see a video of some young white transgender. He was born a male and transitioned to female, and had this beautiful relationship with his father that he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to have because of, his father being a really traditional person. But he had his father in one of his vlogs, and his father just saying, I'm just happy to have my daughter, rather than, my child not being with me. And so, one thing that I do see a lot of in the LGBT community, with teens especially, is there seems to be a high suicide rate and a high runaway rate and a high homelessness rate. And sometimes, there are parents who don't want anything to do with their children, but I think that a lot of the times things might just be in the children's mind that their parents aren't going to accept them. So rather than try to tell them or deal with it, they just run because they don't want to deal with the reality of feeling like they disappointed their parents or something. So I would just say, I would think, and again, I'm not a parent, but I would think that if I had a child, that I would rather, if I had, let's say, given birth to a son, and he decides that he is going to be my daughter, or it has always been in him that he is actually my daughter, that he is a girl, then I would rather have then a relationship with my daughter than to not have a son at all. And so I don't think you need to be scared. I think that maybe, hopefully, your parents are going to embrace you. And I'm not any kind of um, you know professional as far as psychiatric things or psychological things or sociological things, but I just feel like, just as a person, um, I have nieces that I love. I have a nephew that I love, and I could not imagine loving either one of them any differently. If my nieces told me that I'm your nephew now, and if my nephew told me I'm your niece now, I couldn't see myself loving them any less. Um, Probably want to love them more and love them even harder because of some things that I think that they're going to be experiencing. So that's all that I can say. I don't know how to tell you what to say, so I'm going to cut myself off now, and I'm going to read the comments, and hopefully some of these people can tell you what to say. And I'll still think about that as I'm reading the comments, because I don't know how to tell you what to say other than to just come out and say it. Sometimes there's not an easy way to say things, and this probably won't be an easy conversation. But if you're determined to be yourself in 2018 and beyond, I don't think that, it's something you need to be worried about. Mom, dad, it's a girl. I'm your daughter, and this is how I've always felt. I've been afraid to tell you, for a while, but I'm telling you now, and I need your support. I need your help. I need your love. Hold my hand through this. So let me again go on and get to the comments, and I'll have to see if I can maybe find some resources for you or something, because I'm just not the I'm not the one to. I don't have the answers for this. So let's see here. The ladies are saying, Okay, TW. Okay, my kiddo says thank you, Jennifer. Okay, so they're responding to the letter, and my kiddo, TW23 says okay. Oh, that was nice of her to mention our names, and she also says thank you, Jennifer. And still, TW23 says I feel like you, Ty. Um, don't know exactly what to say or what their reactions will be, but maybe a letter would explain more in detail what you can't put into words. Always take your time. That's a good idea. Okay, so we're just gonna throw out suggestions, I guess. I'm gonna read all of these comments, and you take what is useful to you, and please also keep us updated. If you feel confident enough to just come into the chat or to comment under a video and tell us who you are, then fine. And if not, if you will just at least email me again once you've read this and once you've made a decision on how you're gonna deal with it, let us know, please, so that we can stay in touch and we can be a support system of some sort to you. Let's see here. But yeah, I do think that TW23 suggestion of writing a letter is a good idea. And then maybe that will give you the time to get all of your thoughts down. It might not come out, like the 5-paragraph essay that you have to write, but your thoughts might be all over the place, but then it'll give your parents some time to read it, and then they can process their own thoughts about it before they approach you and talk about it. So I think that that's a really good idea, for a lot of reasons. My kiddo too says, I would suggest, Jennifer, that you sit down and just be honest and tell them how you feel. Also, make sure you have a strong support system. Also, good advice. So we're telling you different ways, but I don't see a wrong way about this as long as the truth gets out and you're not feeling like you have this burden on your shoulder that you have to carry through all of 2018 or the rest of your high school years or your college years, and maybe so I think that that's a good idea too. And one thing you don't mention in the letter, if you do already have a support system, maybe you have some friends at school who you can lean on. Are there other people you're already talking to? I don't know if you have siblings that you feel you can talk to and share this with. So definitely, yeah, make sure you've got somebody to lean on, regardless of what happens, regardless of what your parents' reaction is. You've got some person in your corner, maybe an aunt or an uncle, a teacher, a counselor. Just yeah, keep that. Yeah, just definitely, I think that my kiddo too, that's a great idea to have your support system in place if you already don't. We don't know what the situation is, so we're just kind of throwing things out here. TW23 says your family will love you no matter what. And I agree. I think that that's true. It might not be the easiest thing for them to accept, because in their mind, they've had this little boy for 17 years, but so it's going to be an adjustment, but I think that they're going to love you, and I don't think that you need to be worried that that you're not going to have a family when this is all over. Like you said, you love them, and they love you, and you asked, will that change? And I don't see any reason why that has to change. Me and These Curls says, my sister came out, but she's not transgender. She thought that we were going to be upset because we were raised in a Christian household. Before anything, we were raised to love each other. To love, which she put all caps, each other. Thank you for that, Me and These Curls. I really appreciate that. So I'm just trying to read all the comments, and Jennifer, I'm hoping that you get everything, and that what we're telling you is useful. I realize that homosexual is not the same thing as transgender, um, but it's still hard. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow for families, and I don't know what your family's religious background is, or what their values are as far as tradition or whatever. If they're more liberal or more conservative family, I don't know. But yeah, like Me and These Curls said, yeah, they're Christian, but they were raised to love each other. And I think that love trumps everything at the end of the day. It might sound kind of corny and it might sound kind of cliche, but I really, really, really believe that. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything that any of my sisters or my parents or my nieces or nephew could tell me that would make me stop loving them or want to disown them or not want to have a relationship with them. So uh, I think that, yeah, you should just come out and tell them. And so, again, not the exact same thing, but me and these crows letting you know she has a family member, her sister, who came out to her family to let them know that she's okay, she's not transgender. Okay, so I'm guessing you're saying that she's gay. Okay, so yeah, uh, and her family loves her. Nothing has changed there. So, and if I, okay, let's see, she's not transgender. We thought she was gonna. Okay, so I guess I had that right. She's a lesbian, right? Then you're saying me and these curls. Okay, because you didn't specifically say that, but I'm taking it that's what you mean. My kiddo says you can also leave an article or articles on the refrigerator door to start the discussions. Okay, now that's something too. Yeah, maybe that's true, and so you can kind of gauge what their feelings are ahead of time. But then also with that, bear in mind that what they might feel in general about transgenderism might not necessarily be what they feel about you. Like if you feel like they're taking a harsh tone about the topic in general, then that might just be because they don't know any transgender people as far as they know. So maybe they could be saying something, that sounds harsh that might make you not want to talk about it, but they wouldn't have thought that way if their own child, were transgender. So, but yeah, that could be a way for you to at least kind of gauge where their heads are on the subject. Um, Me and These Curls says, definitely just be honest. My sis said she felt so much better. Either way that it goes, don't be scared. Okay, again, and I think that that's kind of going to be, regardless as to what we say about how you should approach it, I think that we all just agree to tell the truth, and it's going to make you feel better, because it's hard to hold a secret. I've never, I'm not transgender or gay or anything, but just keeping a secret that you have to live with by yourself is hard, and sometimes, even regardless of the reaction, it just feels good to have it off your chest and to get it out in the air. But yeah, I'm with Me and These Curls. Don't be scared and just be honest and tell them. Let's see. TW23 says, great comments, y'all. My kiddo and Me and These Curls. Yeah, I agree. All of you ladies are giving some really great comments, in my opinion. Jennifer, I hope you find it helpful, and I hope that we're being detailed enough for you. And you've got some different suggestions. Nobody's on the same page about how you should do it, but everybody does agree. Just be honest, for your own sake, to get it out. Let's see. TW23 says, great story at Me and These Curls. Okay, so talking about her sisters coming out. And my kiddo says, first and foremost, make sure you have a strong support system, whether it's friends, relatives, teachers, etc. Yes, I 100% agree. And you might already have that in place. I think that I'm going to go in and take it upon myself to speak for the ladies. I think that Me and These Curls and my kiddo too, and TW23, we will volunteer to be part of your support system. We don't know you, so it's not like being able to, put our arms around you and give you a hug and have the face-to-face conversation with you. But we are your YouTube support system here at the very least. And if you want to connect with me on another level, and that's fine. You have my email address. We can exchange phone numbers if you want to do that, and that's fine. But yeah, definitely have someone that you know, or hopefully you can have more than one person that you can lean on in this process. And I see Me and These Curls giving me a cosign that yes, we are your YouTube support system. Let's see here. Um, my kiddo, that's a good idea as well. I guess the idea about having a support system. That was me and these curls. And then my kiddo says you should also reach out to social support groups. That might help. And I agree. Okay, and TW23 also co-signing that we are your support system, and my kiddo just says I concur. So yes, we are your support system. So you have us. If you don't have anybody else, we're here. We are here for you. And let's see. Yeah, and I'll look and I'll see if I can find some resources. I won't be able to let you know how good or effective they are, but I can probably post some links once this video goes up into the library after this streams, if that will help. And maybe you already have that. Maybe you will see this and email me. If you're out there, you are comfortable to talk in the chat, then do that. If you're not, then that's certainly okay too. Let's see. TW23 says, I believe that too, that love conquers all. Yeah, I really strongly believe that. I just believe that. And I don't feel like I'm an overly optimistic person, and I'm not just saying something to try to make you feel good. I really just do believe that the people who love you, they're going to continue to love you, and they just have to get to know Jennifer now. There's a side of you that they didn't know existed, and so it's going to just be a time of transition for everybody. It's kind of how I see it. My kiddo says, I'm praying for you, Jennifer, and I hope everything works out. Please let us know. Thank you. Yeah, okay. And again, I don't know what your religious affiliation is, but it's always good to have people praying for you, people sending good vibes out into the universe on your behalf, and so we're doing that. And please, please, please do let us know. Just let us know how things go, please. That'll make us feel better. And yeah, we want to know that the message was heard, and hopefully you heard something that was useful. And we're, I think, all believing for the best for you and your family. And we're expecting some good news when we do hear from you again. I think it's going to be easier than probably what you have it in your mind that it's going to be. Let's see here. Yes, hope everything works out, Jennifer. That's from TW23. And me and these curls says me too. Okay, and everybody's saying that we are your support system. So, okay, thank you. I appreciate everybody who jumped in and commented on that. I know that we have some other people in here now, but that's okay. Thank you all so much for that. I appreciate that. So, I love y'all. I love I don't want to say my subscribers, my Sunday Funday family. Thank y'all. Okay, so now, let's just get to, that was everything that I had planned. So, I'm trying to hit it to where, and this worked out almost perfectly. The first hour is like the news stuff, and then the second hour is the blog stuff. So, is there any blog stuff that y'all want to talk about? There were a few things that I saw, and I took a few notes on some things, and there's some things that I just kind of saw in passing that I didn't really take any notes on, but I know that my kiddo, she seems to be up on all of the everything. So whatever I don't know, I think that she can kind of fill us in on the rest. She really, my kiddo, I'm saying that you need a channel, and I know you say you don't want to do it, but there are times when I'm in this live and it feels like you're my co-host, because you just kind of, you fill in the spaces on some things that I don't know, and so I could just easily see myself scooting over and having you right here, and us just talking, but I like that it just feels like when I'm in here with y'all, like we're all just having a conversation, and that's what I want it to feel like. Okay, so let's see here. My friend Tamar. Can't stand Tamar. But actually I am going to start off with something about her. Now, I've been seeing everybody talking about Tamar and Vince and trying to figure out what's going on with them. I can't. I won't. I can't. I won't. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the patience to deal with it. But we can talk about her. But I'll talk about something else Tamar related first. So I think maybe everybody here knows about Escape and their tour that they've been on, and I guess that they finished up the last leg in Atlanta over the weekend or a few days ago. So so this story is Escape, Tamar, Kaya, and T.S. Madison. So we know that Escape reunited for a tour last year, and Atlanta was the last leg of their tour. And from what I understand, what I've heard, apparently, like in every city that they go to, they bring on a local act from that city that's hot or that's popular. And so they got to Atlanta, and allegedly Tamar invited Kaya and T.S. Madison so that Kaya could perform My Neck, My Back. And I only vaguely remember that song. I know that it's old as hell, and I know that I didn't even like it the first time it came out. But my thing is, okay, I don't know why T.S. Madison would have been invited if that was really the reason that Kaya was invited, because T.S. Madison is not on that track, and to my knowledge, T.S. Madison is not even a music artist. So it seems to me more like that it's more likely that Kaya and T.S. Madison were there to get on the mic and do some of their brand of comedy roasting. Likely to talk more shit about Toya, who is also friends with Candy, and I don't know if Toya is friends with Tiny too. But Candy, from what I heard, shut that shit down, and the two of those girls, Kaya and T.S. Madison, had to leave the building. Now, I don't know why Tamar thought that it was a good idea to invite them. And I don't know why Kaya thought that it was a good idea to accept that invitation. Especially after she had already roasted Candy, apparently too. From what I heard, she has like been on the Queen's Court talking about Candy and her vagina being wide as all outdoors because of all the industry guys that she's had sex with. And so I'm just like, how can you even bring yourself to come to someone's event where they're making money and you're, trying to get some notoriety, and you think you're going to get on my stage like, and I'm not a Toya fan. I do like Candy after seeing her on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was never a big time Escape fan. I think all those girls can sing, but I just never liked their music. It never appealed to me. Anyway, they were just never my thing. They're not my flavor. But anyway, hey, Dee Dee. Dee Dee's in here. How are you doing? Okay, you missed all the new stuff. We're on to just blog stuff right now. So we're just talking celebrity garbage. But thank you for coming in. So my thing, not a big time Escape fan, so I can't really feel like I'm taking sides or anything. But I do like Candy. But just regardless of who you are or who started it, how can you feel comfortable like after having talked mad shit about somebody and then thinking you're going to come onto their concert stage and take a mic and do anything, whether you're going to sing your old tired ass My Neck, My Back song, or get on the mic and just start talking shit about everybody in Atlanta. I don't understand. I don't know what they thought. And then I saw that that Toya posted something about how she was having a good New Year's Eve, and she heard a couple of bum bitches weren't, because they got kicked out of the concert or whatever. So I guess she felt like she got a little get back, because of that. Hey, Thunder Buddy. Okay, Thunder Buddy's in here too. Let me go on and get to your comments. My kid. Yeah, I was just never. Let's see. Okay, now Escape. They redid that gospel song. Is my living in vain or whatever, and I liked that. But in general, I was just not a fan of their music. It's something about, now all of them can sing, and I even think that Candy can sing, but something about her voice is Billy Goat like, you know. I don't know. It's that's all. It's so it's and it's I don't know. It almost sounds like she's singing from the inside of a blender or something. Again, they all can sing. They're all super talented, you know, whatever. But they were just never ever my taste. I wasn't really into the R&B 90s girls. I liked In Vogue a lot, but Escape was, I don't know, maybe they were just too tomboyish for me. Anyway, so yeah, that's my thing on that. Let me go on and get to your comments before I talk about some more people who were going places where they shouldn't have been invited. Let's see here. Hold up. Okay, so it starts with my kiddo being messy, asking if I'm what's up with my friend Tamar, and me and these curls getting a laugh out of that. And okay, me and these curls says that she deleted her IG, but it is a step. Yeah, I saw that she deleted her Instagram. And yeah, that is a step in the right direction because honestly, you guys, I have never heard I've never heard a Tamar Braxton song. Now, I don't listen to R&B stations, but and y'all know like there's a lot of things that I don't know about. I don't know a lot about a lot of movies, a lot of current songs or whatever, but unfortunately for me, Tamar is in my little bubble world. The only time I ever hear her name is when she's getting into beefs on Twitter with people. When she was on that show, The Real, which I did not like. I don't like any of those panel talk shows like The View, The Real, The Talk, the whatever. Because to me, it's just like a bunch of women talking over each other. And if I want to hear that, I'll go to my fucking family reunion or something. Like, I don't need to hear, you know, oh yeah, girl, nah, nah, nah. It just sounds like a bunch of cackling hens, so I can't deal with that. And so, but anytime that I would hear about her, you know, she's getting into it with Chris Brown, like, you know, you're literally like at least 15 to 20 years older, you know, than Chris Brown. Like, why are you going back and forth with him on social? It was just always some hood boogery shit like that when I would hear about Tamar's name. And so I've just like tuned her out, even though I've never tuned her in. My opinion, she's great value, Toni Braxton. I love Toni, but Tamar, I just feel like it feels like she's trying too hard, and I've never seen an episode of Braxton Family Values. The genes are strong in that family. I have seen all those girls, but whatever. I'm just not a fan, and I can't with her. And so yeah, it would be great if she would delete her Instagram, Twitter, and everything. I believe she and Vince are doing this for ratings. Okay, that's what my kiddo said. And I think that you're right because I've heard that before, and they would not be the first reality TV show couple to pull stunts to get ratings, you know, for a show. So I wouldn't put that past them. Me and these curls, did you watch the Queen's Court? She did want them to host before she came out. Okay, I don't watch the Queen's Court, me and these curls, but I have been hearing about them. And it seems like toward the end of last year, their popularity started picking up more and more. Okay, so wait, are you saying that Candy wanted them to host me and these curls? I got to keep it with the comments now. Let's see here. Yes, Toya, Tiny, and Candy are very close. Okay, I wasn't sure. I know that Candy was, and I wasn't sure about Tiny. Okay, so Tamar, you're saying Tamar wanted her to, okay. And so yeah, and as far as I know, like Escape is headlining that tour. So how does she feel she could just come in? I mean, it just seems like something they should have talked about and agreed before Kaya and T.S. Madison ever got in the building, that no, this is not going to happen. Like, that was just a bold and, in my opinion, disrespectful and messy-ass move on Tamar's part. Let's see here. I think Tamar used them so they can stop talking about her. You know what? And the funny thing is, from what I understand, Kaya is like nobody's friend. I think that Kaya would have gone on onto that stage and done whatever she was gonna do, get whatever kind of little recognition she was going to get, and still would have had Tamar Braxton on her little docket, you know, like within the next 3 weeks, because she knows some stuff is going on with her and Vince. So yeah, she's trying to, you know, like not be seen in that light. Doesn't want to be roasted by them or whatever. I agree, but I think it would have backfired on her. Because Kaya seems to be taking that Wendy Williams approach to fame, where she doesn't have any friends. So, you know, like, I know I'm not gonna have any friends, so I'm just gonna sit here and talk mad shit about everybody, because this is what I do. You know, that's kind of the way that I see her. Dee Dee, okay, my kiddo says Queen Court is hilarious. Queen's Court is, and that's what I hear. I kind of refuse to let myself get into it. I have seen clips, and I did laugh about, you know, what she was saying about Toya, but it does kind of seem to me like Kaya just sits up talking about other celebrities who are doing better than she is. Not all the time, because obviously Toya is not a celebrity, but it seems like, you know, she kind of just seems like she's being paid to be a hater on YouTube who talks mad shit about people. That's the way I take it overall. But yeah, she's a professional shit talker. She's a good roaster, you know. And some of the stuff she says is funny, but I can't see myself like really getting into that. Like, ooh, when is the next Queen's Court coming on? But like, you know, when I hear things in the blog, I'll pay attention to them. Let's see here. I think me and these girls laughing at my candy voice. Let's see. Thunder Buddy says, I have no idea what you were talking about, but after a great workout, I'm just blessed to be resting. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what I was talking about when you came in either, but I'm glad you had a good workout, and thank you for coming in. I really, really super duper appreciate you. My kiddo. Every man needs a woman. Okay, y'all saying hi to Thunder Buddy. Thunder Buddy's in the house, and he's asking how y'all weekend were, yada yada yada. Let's see, she can't. My sis can't stand when I say that. Wait, okay, what did I miss, me and these girls? Your sister can't stand when you say what? Candy sounds like her mother, Joyce. She sure does talk like her. I don't know what it is in those women's genes that does not allow them to open their mouths fully. Oh, she can't sing. Oh. I think she can sing. I don't know. Her voice is just not for me all the time. She sounds really good in the group. I'll put it like that. But anyway, with Candy and Mama Joyce and Candy's daughter, Riley, that little girl is so pretty. She looks like a little Candy, just a little bit taller, I think, than Candy. But anyway, they all talk like this. None of them open their mouths when they talk. And I just remember Candy sitting at that reunion after Phaedra had set up and told those lies on her. She's just like, the lies, you know, like, and it's like, they never open their mouths. They never open their mouths. And even the daughter, Riley, you know, when Candy, was talking to her about, you know, her dad and her whack ass, sorry ass daddy, and, you know, like, what is his name? Block, you know, like why Block hadn't been coming around and all this, and, you know, Riley's like, I don't really want to see him, you know. It's just like it's something genetic that they just can't open their mouths and talk. It's so weird. It's so weird to me. But, you know, just watching, and Candy, thank God, you know, Candy has beautiful teeth. But it's just funny watching her in those confessionals on Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know. Why is Portia over here trying to talk to me? I don't want to talk to her, you know. They're just, I don't know. Candy makes me laugh. Let's see here. In Vogue was cool. SWB, good times. And I wasn't big on SWB either. Thunder Buddy. I love In Vogue though. Those girls always look good, always sound on point. I wasn't big on the I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. The 90s was not like the R&B in the 90s. I just really wasn't feeling a lot of it. And it's so funny to me how people look back and just, talk about the 90s and what a great time it was in music. I'm like, that's because y'all weren't around for the 80s, cuz to me the 80s is the shit. Now that could just be me showing my old ass age, but I love the 80s. I love everything about, and I was just talking to my sister about that, how like the early 1980s music, like 84 and before. I love that, and I don't know what it is, like Morris Day and the Time, and Vanity and Prince, of course Michael Jackson, but just Rick James, like that is like really good music to me. Like the stuff in the 90s was okay, it was all right, but like, man, the 80s was like everything. Are you kidding? Like we had it all. We had the rock, we had the rap coming in, disco going out. I mean, we had everything. It was such a magical time. Okay, let me come back to 2018. Hello. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, y'all talking about how y'all's weekends were. Let's see here. I have not heard Tamar on the radio. She's extremely ghetto and ratchet. I agree with that, my kiddo, too. Tamar doesn't have anything for me. I don't want to see her on talk shows. I don't want to hear her on the radio. I don't want to hear none of that. Let's see here. Somebody catch me up. Who are we? R.I.P. You late, Thunder Buddy. Rick Hall, and you can just you can go back after I do this. But yeah, Rick Hall passed away at 85 this year in Alabama. And I really think that a movie should be made on his life. I really, really, really think that should happen. Let's see here. Me and these girls says no Tamar. Okay, okay, so she was talking to somebody else. Tamar. Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get caught up. I'm behind on the comments. Tamar needs to do a Sade and disappear for 10 years. That would be nice. That would be very nice. I can't argue with that. Let's see here. Tony Braxton's younger sister. Okay, so y'all talking about who Tamar is. Okay. Oh, y'all trying to bring Thunder Buddy up to speed. Okay, gotcha. I see some of that got friends who watched Tamar, but she never made an impact on me either way. Oh, Minnie's Crow says she can't sing. Okay, I didn't know that Tamar couldn't sing. So, those big veneers stop you from speaking correctly. Now, I know Mama Joyce, I think that she has some, but I think that Candy's and Riley's have their real teeth. Let's see here. My kiddo says the 80s had the best groups: rock, pop, R&B, jazz, and rap. I 100% agree. Is anyone in here a Vanity 6 fan? Okay, like, and who are those girls that Rick James had? Oh y'all, come on, tell me those girls. The Mary Jane girls. I love them too. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, not Tamar. You're saying Candy can't sing. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Tamar couldn't sing. I was like, well, I heard she could, but I wouldn't know, so I can't say. Let's see here. Yes, kiddo, 80s music is timeless. Let's see, the 90s gave us great rock, took us out of the hair band into grunge. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's the 90s R&B. People talk about 90s R&B like it was so special, but no, so happy. I was so excited about grunge rock. Who didn't love Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and Red Hot Chili Peppers? Like, yeah, the 90s grunge was off the chain. Let's see. Okay, the Mary Jane girls. Yeah, that's who I was trying to think of. They were so freaking good. And the white one, Maxine, was that her name? She still looks good. Still, yeah. They were so good, y'all. I love that. I was telling my sister how I knew all the words to that. Did I tell y'all about that? How I knew all the words to the Vanity 6 song, the Nasty Girl song. And I don't know, like, and I didn't realize, that I knew that until much later. Like, you know how just a song comes on from your childhood, like something nostalgic, and you'll know like the chorus, but then like I was probably like 30 something when I realized I have always known all the words to this song. And I'm like, okay, and I didn't realize even what it was about, like probably until I was in my late 20s, early 30s. Because it's not like it's a song that you hear all the time. I think it came out like in 83, 84, somewhere around there. And so, it was just like one day, I'm just like, I know all these words. I never like remember like sitting down, taking the time to write the lyrics and learn the words or anything. So that means I've always known them, which means that there was a time when I was dancing around and singing these lyrics in front of my parents, and they were just looking at me like, I guess we just shouldn't say anything, because if we react, then she'll think she's saying something bad. But so I'm just, tonight I'm living in a fantasy, my own little nasty world. Tonight, don't you want to come with me? Do you think I'm a nasty girl? And I'm like, why do I know this? And, I know every word, why am I talking about I'm looking for a man who can do it anywhere, even on a limousine floor? Like, why do I know those words? And it's just so funny just thinking back to childhood things. It just makes me laugh. But that music was so great. So great. Let's see. Yes, Vanity and Sheila E. Oh, man. Sheila E. was just badass. Love Bazaar was everything. That was such a good song. Okay. Let me come back to 2018, y'all. I will totally get lost in the 80s, and I'll be on this live talking for as long as they'll allow me about 80s music. So let me move on. What's the next blog topic? The next blog topic that I had written down. Oh, okay. So are you all familiar with Ra, Ali, and Sky? We did talk about Sky from Black Ink Crew and the stunt with her son. We talked about that on the last live, I think. But are y'all familiar with Ra Ali? I don't even know to say where she's from. She's been on Love and Hip Hop, the New York franchise, and I heard that she was also on like Basketball Wives. And then the last time that I saw her on reality TV was a clip from a blog that was showing her getting her ass beat on the Black Ink Crew when Sky whipped her ass. And I remember Yandy saying on the last Love and Hip Hop reunion that that Ra Ali was on, that, something to the effect of, well, yeah, we know that you've tried to make it work out with several different reality shows, and people were like, ooh, and I didn't really know what all she meant at that point, but apparently, she came on to Love and Hip Hop branded as a shoe expert, and anyway, she's total trash to me from what I can see of her. But let me get a sip of my water. We'll get into Sky and Ra Ali. Okay. Okay, so like I said, we just talked about celebrities like Kaya and T.S. Madison being invited to places where they probably shouldn't have been. And that's, again, what happened on New Year's Eve with Ra Ali and Sky from Black Ink Crew getting invited to Diddy's New Year's Eve party in Miami. And I don't have notes on this, y'all, so I'm just kind of going from what I remember. And if I'm leaving anything out that y'all know about, please put it in the chat. So, apparently Diddy had like a, red carpet at his event, and Sky was on the red carpet, and Ra Ali was as well. And Ra Ali is talking to somebody, and she's saying, oh, I just want to get a picture with her. Can I get a picture with her? And so she goes into, like, she's, getting ready to hug Sky, and then she just starts like wailing on her, like, trying to beat her up, and what I could see just kind of looked like they were just like basically pulling hair. Obviously, Ra Ali got some hits in because she was the only one who was actually prepared to fight. She basically snuck her, and I hate that. I hate people just being punks like that. If you're going to fight with somebody, square up. Don't come behind me, hitting me in the head, or pretending that you're going to do something else, it was just such a whack-ass move, and I'm just like, y'all are sitting there, not like Diddy is the classiest guy in the world or anything, but he's a huge name in music. You're being exposed to all these people who are you know, top shelf, entertainment people, and y'all are out here fighting on the red carpet like a couple of hood boogers. It was just ridiculous, and it was so classic Ra Ali, and I just can't with this girl. Not that I'm a fan of Sky either, but I do think that, Sky just, that wasn't really on her. Now, I don't know if these two girls have had any kind of conversation or any meetings since Sky beat her ass um, on Black Ink Crew. But so there's a part of me that wonders, like, why was Sky not ready and prepared for this? Why did she even go over there to greet this girl? If truly the last interaction that they have had was what we saw when Sky beat her ass and snatched her wig, I wouldn't, if I did a girl like that, I wouldn't think that the next time I see her, she's going to be wanting to be all loving and kind to me, So that was just kind of strange. Let me see what y'all are saying. My kiddo said, I love Sheila E. Her family's from the Bay Area. Her brother is Nicole Richie's biological father. Okay, I didn't know that about her brother. I did know she was from the Bay Area. Let's see. Yeah, I love everything about Sheila E. She's just badass. Meanie's Curl says, it was so dumb to fight like that. I also felt like Sky should be known Sky should have known she was about to catch a fade. Catch a fade. Rod was still mad about Sky fighting her in New York. Exactly, that's what I thought. Yeah, unless they had some kind of conversation that we all didn't get to see, why would you think that this girl is just going to be on some kumbaya shit the next time that she sees you? You embarrassed her on national television, snatched her wig, like, for real. So anyway, let's see. My kiddo says Ra Ali was getting revenge on Sky from a previous fight 1 year ago on Black Ink Crew. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I knew that, and I don't watch the show, but I did get to see that fight, and it made me laugh because I just don't like Ra Ali. And I don't even like Sky, but it was just funny seeing Ra Ali get handled. She's coming in there like she wants a tattoo, and you're really like wanting to start shit, But girl, yeah, again, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so Meanie's Curl says they haven't spoken since then. Maybe Sky thought she forgot about it. She beat the memory out of her when she snatched her wig. That's so funny. Yeah, like, why would you think that she was coming to you on some let's hang out? Like, yeah, girl, I know you beat my ass, on Black Ink Crew, and everybody saw, and everybody was laughing, and everybody was roasting me, and everybody was talking about how I didn't have my hair braided under my wig, but let's just hang out tonight. I want to do something different for 2018, Come on, Sky, you can't be that stupid. My kiddo says they are both ignorant, and me and these girls says, right, my kiddo, they are. They are. Just a couple of hood boogers. So, anyway, what's next, y'all? Okay. Cardi B and Bruno Mars. Did y'all see those two trending? Because Cardi B got on one of Bruno Mars's tracks for a song called Finesse that apparently he released like in 2016. So he did a remix and put Cardi B on it, and I saw them trending for that on Twitter. And now I still didn't really pay attention to the song. It sounded like whatever. But what caught my eye was the visuals of it all. Again, people, kind of just talking about that whole 90s thing. Now, one thing, I was not big on I wasn't big on the R&B in the 90s, but I was very big on a show called In Living Color in the 90s, and the visuals from this video was straight In Living Color. And I don't know if y'all remember that show, but at the beginning of, during the theme song, when that played on In Living Color, the first thing that you would see was like the stars on the show. They had these paint rollers that they were like rolling, and it looked like they were rolling it across the screen, and then you see all these colors, just start coming on the screen, and then you hear Heavy D singing a theme song. But they recreated the set, the Fly Girl set, like where Kenny Ivory Wayans would come from behind that little door and do his monologue, and then the Fly Girls would start dancing. And when I saw that, somebody like posted like a 2-minute clip of the video. It seems like they could have went on and posted the whole damn song. because I was kind of like suffering through the song, but you know, just looking at the visuals and Cardi B in her short shorts and the loud multicolored jackets like we used to. I rocked that shit in the '90s. My high school years. That's what we dressed like. Um, but and then like it looked like Bruno Mars was wearing like some, I don't know, like Carl Kanai or cross color Merit Day and Francois Jabot type stuff, and you know, doing his normal dancing thing or whatever. I didn't pay attention to the song, but the visuals on that video, when I saw them take it from the little paintbrush thing and they were in the In Living Color set, I lost my shit because I used to love In Living Color. And I don't know if I've told y'all this before. I think that I have. I literally didn't want to go to college after high school. I wanted to go to LA to audition to be a fly girl. That is what I wanted to do with my life. Didn't work out that way, but that was really what I wanted to do. And I used to like literally, I would watch the show. We would record the show on VHS. And during the summers, I would just spend my summers learning the Fly Girl choreography. And I'm like, okay, well, if this is what they're doing, then I gotta learn Rosie Perez's style. So, you know, and like, yeah, do you think my parents let me graduate high school and go to Los Angeles to be a damn fly girl? No. So I learned all that for nothing. But no, I would literally, you know, rewind those tapes. Okay, learn those 8 counts. Okay, I got it. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be so ready for Rosie Perez when she auditions me. She's gonna be so impressed. Child, please. So anyway, that was that. But yeah, they even had the little DJ stand where SW1 would be up there spinning the records and pumping his fists, you know, whatever. It was. I like the visuals. I can't even say that I remember anything about the song, but I love that In Living Color flashback. For me, that was like really awesome. But the '90s in general, though, no, like there were things about the '90s that I liked, but people just talk about the R&B music like it was so good, and the rap music was okay. I still think that the '80s rap music was better. Rap music was also good in the '90s, though. You know, like I'm a huge Public Enemy fan. I'm a huge Public Enemy. Uh, they were my favorite, actually. That was the first rap tape, cassette tape, that my dad let me get. But, you know, Low End Theory, I think that anybody who listened to even a little bit of hip-hop in the 90s knows exactly what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about when I say that. You know, there De La Soul, you know, all there was stuff that was good, but the R&B just wasn't really hitting on anything for me in the 90s. So let me see what y'all are saying. Let's see here. Okay, Thunderbird says, no, I can't stand Cardi B at all. You yeah, people, they are just really feeling this girl and eating her up. And I think it was My Kiddo and what's the man's name? King 334 Mob, who was in here last week. They were kind of just like tearing her a new one. And you know, yeah, I think that maybe we're all just a little too old to like Cardi B the way that a lot of people like her, because kind of one thing that I was saying is it seems like her fan base, they all watched her come up from the strip game or whatever and just being a ratchet stripper on Instagram, and that's why they like her. That's what appeals to them, is her ignorance and ratchetness or whatever. But me not knowing that about her and not having heard about her until she was a cast member on Love and Hip Hop in New York, I was just like, okay, well, she has the fan base. She has a look that people like. And obviously she has some things going on. I would like to just see her leave this stripper image behind, because I think that people are kind of making it seem like, but she's real. She's so real. She's raw, and that's why we like her, because she's so real. And I think you can be real without being quite like that, you know. But so anyway, she's gonna find her way, I think, or else the industry will eat her alive. And so I don't hate her, but I think that with growth, I mean, she's also still young. I think that she will find her way if she keeps the right people around her and you know, keeps a good head on her shoulder. I don't know. Let's see here. My kiddo says I like the video. It reminded me of the 80s. Um, it only reminded me of In Living Color. I didn't get it, and people were saying they were getting 80s and 90s vibes from it. I didn't get anything 80s for me, but a lot of people I noticed were saying 80s and 90s vibe. Yeah, I love the vibe of the video. Classic In Living Color. That's TW23. Yeah, that's all that I could see. I couldn't see anything else but In Living Color. Let's see. Thunderbird says, In Living Color was amazing. So much talent in front of and behind the camera. That, when In Living Color came out, that was it for me. Like, yeah, and I grew up watching Saturday Night Live in the Eddie Murphy era and didn't really fool with Saturday Night Live again after he went off until the Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, David Spade period. But In Living Color was just something so different, and the issues that they tackled, I feel like in this climate of political correctness, they wouldn't even be able to do that show the way that they did when they did it in the 90s, and it was just awesome. It was amazing to me. Let's see here. Oh, TW23 says, LOL, I didn't even listen to the video. Yeah, I had it on, but like the video was just like, the sound was like definitely second place to the visuals for me. TW23. My kiddo says, I don't care for Cardi B. She is extremely ignorant and chooses not to serve a purpose. She does seem very ignorant, at times. I think that she has a brain, but like you say, she chooses to serve no purpose, and I do believe that there are times when she is willfully ignorant and willfully stupid about some things, because the girl, at times, she has these moments of clarity, and it's like, damn, this girl really thinks. But I don't think that she likes to show that side of herself, because that's not what her real fan base really is interested in. Let's see here. Bruno Mars is extremely talented. He is. I agree. Hey, I'm with her. Don't look at her at all. Okay, so that's Thunder Buddy saying he's not checking for Cardi B either. Wow, T, I moved to California for the same. You moved to California to be a fly girl. Did you ever? But then you ended up being a skater. My kiddo, let's see here. Thunder Buddy, in the 90s, rap became much more intense and brought some mad beats. You're in the Illinois area. Okay, because I'm trying to, okay. Yeah, it was different. I like a lot of the early 90s stuff a little bit better. For me, as far as the late 90s, when I was in college and pledging, it was all about the Southern sound, what was coming out of Louisiana with Master P and Mystical and all that. We were No Limit Soldiers, honey. That's what it was like all about. And so, yeah. Rap keeps evolving, but few things are like ever going to be better for me than Run DMC, rapping King of Rock, and like that's like what like my thoughts of rap and self-destruction. Oh my God. Like, nobody had a whack verse on self-destruction. Like, all of that is just like pure excellence. MC Light, like that's like when I think of rap, the classic rap, like that's the kind of stuff that comes to my head. Let's see here. I think she's okay. I guess me and these girls talking about Cardi B. You can be real and still have morals, values, and class. I agree. I agree, my kiddo, you can. And I think, like I said, I think it's going to take some growing up for her. Not that we have to sit on here and try to fix Cardi B, because that's another thing that could take us a while to talk about. Let's see here. TW23 says, I personally don't have anything against Cardi B. She came up. I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of her. So yeah, I agree. I don't have anything against her come up. And it's interesting to watch. But I have some things to say about that. Hang on just a second. Let me get this water. Because I want to talk about her come up. Hold on. My thing is, I don't think that it would have worked the same for a black woman. Now, I don't think that Cardi B is black. I've never heard her identify as black. I know that she has some black in her, but I don't think that that had a black woman started out as a stripper and making Instagram videos about stripping and showing their ass and titties and, you know, being completely sexual to the point where you're giving, you know, blowjobs on camera. I don't think that any part of mainstream America or the music industry or the television industry would be so interested to see, well, let's give her, you know, a platform. Let's put her in the spotlight and let's elevate her. I don't think that that ever would have happened. And as crazy as Azalea Banks is, and God knows the child needs some help, she's mentioned things like this before, and I 100% agree with her on those kinds of things. So it's odd, and one thing that I keep hearing about Cardi B as far as her come up is it seems like a lot of black people are taking credit for it, you know, and when her Bodak Yellow went #1, you know, on the charts, everybody was like, yeah, you know, she did it for the culture and blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what culture? I mean, unless you're just talking rap culture, because Cardi B herself has never claimed to be black. What is she? Is she like half Dominican and Trinidadian or something? I just don't. I don't think that America would have embraced, you know, like even Remy Ma. You know, Remy Ma. Okay, yeah, she went to prison. She did her time. But you know, she's a brown girl, and she, you know, clearly identifies as a black woman. And all you hear is Remy and her husband, you know, talk about black love and everything. But I couldn't see, you know, Remy having the same kinds of things in her past that Cardi B has in her past, and even like in her present, frankly, and coming out on top in any kind of way. And Remy, you know, like I was not a Remy fan before she went into prison. I can't say that I'm a Remy fan now, but I know that a lot of people say, you know, she spit bars, she's got talent, blah blah, and people are still questioning whether Cardi B even has rap talent or not. Does she have ghostwriters, whatever? But and Remy, who had a legitimate rap career before she went in, and then is on the same platform as Cardi B. Excuse me, is on the same platform as Cardi B. You know, when she gets out, Cardi B is able to surpass her. You know, and so it's just those kinds of things. You know, I always look at and it makes me just look at black people and how we celebrate. Like, for me, I don't consider multiracial and biracial people, even if they are half black, I don't consider them black. I call them biracial. I call them, you know, if they don't call themselves black, I certainly don't call them black. And so I feel like we just have this thing where, you know, maybe we're just so starved for a win that, you know, anytime anybody has a little drop of blackness in them, we want to, yay, you know, for the culture, they did it for the black people. And when they don't consider themselves black, why should I? Why would I? I just think that that's some weird thing. It's like a sickness with us. So, yeah, I think that she made a come up, and, you know, I don't fault her for taking advantage of whatever she could take advantage of, but I just don't think that that ever would have happened with a black girl, a fully black girl. Let's see here. My kiddo says at some point we have to grow up. Cardi B is a negative. And And okay, y'all talking back and forth to each other. House music, Chi-Town. Okay, talking about. Okay, Thunderbuddy says Snoop came up in the 90s, Nas and Jay-Z. I'm not big on any of them. I tell you, let's see, I was a big fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony in the 90s. I've never been big on Snoop, or Nas, or Jay-Z, honestly, for that matter. I kind of think that all of them are a bit overrated, in my opinion. Yeah, there's some Snoop songs that I like, but that's just me. Yeah, it's all a matter of taste. But yeah, obviously a lot of people like them. I mean, they're huge in the game. Let's see. I don't think Cardi B's friends like her. If they did, they would pull her aside. I think that probably the class of friends that she has probably doesn't know any better. I mean, birds of a feather tend to flock together, and I couldn't imagine that Cardi B, just has like this group of, super intelligent, super integrity having friends who are just like letting her run amok. I think that, her friends probably came up in the strip clubs just like she did. And, so they wouldn't even have any way of being able to tell her, well, no, girl, this is what you need to do. I just don't see her having a lot of, MBAs or, doctoral candidates in her, Rolodex. So I don't know. Let's see here. A black woman would have been called a hood rat, etc. I 100% agree with that, my kiddo. Black women just can't pull off these stunts that non-black women can and get away with it. We can't do it without being called anything but, a hood rat, whatever. Yeah, those kinds of names, Let's see. TW23 says, Funky Done even made a video about this exact same topic. I'm talking about Cardi B. I agree. Thank you for telling me what you're talking about. I agree. I don't think it would have worked the same way, but why would we want that representation? Why would we want to have that representation? I do agree. And I don't think that we should want that representation. My thing is just that we can't get it. Even, because I'm sure that, that we have like a Nicki Minaj, and I'm sure that the same kind of girls who stand for Cardi B, a lot of them are black girls, and I think that they wouldn't mind seeing another black girl like that. They would probably, if another black girl who could be in the same artistic lane as a Cardi B, that other black girls will follow her. I don't think that we should want that representation, but a lot of younger girls don't see it that way yet, or they're just not old enough yet to understand. And my kiddo says she does not refer to herself as black. Yeah, no, she doesn't. And so it's just like, why are we making her black, or all these people who are not black? We just want to say that they're black, like let's see. Me and this girl says right. TW23. My kiddo says a black woman would have been called a welfare queen and worse. True. TW23 says, I think Latino women are coming up, and I think that's a come up for any people of color, because when she walks in a boardroom with white people, she's not equal. I don't know. So what's your thoughts? I think that a come up for any person of color is a good thing for all people of color, but I don't think that we should all try to own that particular come up, because while it's seen differently from the white perspective, you can damn sure be for sure that these Latinas, they're not trying to hook us on to their wins. Everybody seems to be out for themselves, as far as representation is concerned, as far as their place in whatever industries are concerned. But black people, we seem to want to include everybody, and we want to be included in everybody's, but everybody else is yeah, I'm a person of color, but let me make the clear distinction, I'm not black. and you're not, you know, Latina, you know, like they seem to like really hold on to their Latina-ness, you know, or so to speak, if you will. Um, eh, Everybody seems to be out for themselves except for black people, you know, and we just want to be all kumbaya about it, but when it comes down to it, we're not really included into anybody's anything else. Um, that's how I see it, and I can understand where you're coming from, but you asked how I see it, and that's how I see it. Let's see. Thunderbuddy says, as a man, I have no issue with how someone comes up. What you do when you get there is the reality, but you are right about her being accepted when other people would not have been. Yeah, exactly. I cannot knock her hustle. You know, if that's what she did and now her family is benefiting from it better and she's able to live a better lifestyle, have a better, you know, house, live in a better neighborhood, then good for her. Um, but again, kind of just like with the Logan Paul video, I caution parents to just talk to your kids about what they're watching, because young girls are coming, and no, it's not, again, no celebrity has any obligation to be your child's role model, but still children are watching. And so there is something happening where, you know, young girls starting to think, well, this is how you come up. I'm going to just, you know, what do I need to go to college for? I'm going to show my titties and my ass on Instagram and I'm going to get money. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get famous, you know. And so, yeah, we have to be careful. You know, that worked for Cardi B, but, you know, the other, you know, 3 million little black girls who are sitting up on Instagram trying to show their titties and ass to get somewhere are probably going to end up prostitutes or crack whores. You know, that's not the common route that kind of lifestyle takes you. Give me just a second, you guys. I'll be right back. You can hear me though, right? I just got a little chilly. Turning on some heat. Okay, I'm coming. Don't leave me, don't leave me. Okay. So, let me go back. Y'all have some really interesting comments. I'm really enjoying this discussion in here today. TW23 says, I think we as black people view rap, hip-hop as our music, so anybody, including Cardi B, if they start rapping, we take ownership of them for our culture, referring to black culture. And I can kind of see that, yeah. I see that kind of, but then I have to also say that, like, Eminem is white, and he doesn't claim to be anything but white, obviously. I feel like we accept Eminem into the hip-hop culture, but no one's saying he's black, you know, just because he raps. And, you know, same like with the Beastie Boys in the 80s, you know, like, these white boys, they can rap, you know, but they're white. But I feel like Cardi, because she has a bit of African ancestry somewhere in her bloodline, that people want to say she's black. And I think that because she so freely also uses the N-word, people want to say, well, she must be black. You know, she's going around talking like that, you know, she must be black. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think that, hey, Drift King, how are you doing? Yeah, so, but I see everybody's point of view on this, and I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong way to look at it. I'm just telling y'all what I think, and I'm reading your comments, and I'm loving the back and forth. I'm loving seeing how people think about this. I'm just the one who has the voice today, but, you know, I would love for y'all to get on a live and tell me what y'all think about it, and y'all the ones who are talking, and I'm just able to type in my opinion. Let's see here. Let's see. It depends on how you carry yourself and who you know. The girl is a street thug, and I can't imagine her in a boardroom with anyone. Yeah, I see what you're saying, my kiddo. I've been in several boardrooms. I carry myself like a lady. Respect gets respect. No one cares what my ethnicity is. The question is what value am I to the company? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree, and can totally relate to that. Thunderbuddy says, y'all, I give you love and respect for having a great convo about someone I could not care less about. The dialogue is important. I really appreciate hearing everyone's views. Yeah, I 100% agree about that because, child, if I would have woke up this morning and somebody would have told me I'd been talking about Cardi B for 15 minutes, I would have said, yeah, right. Like, why would I be doing that? And so, but I think that it's more so than just talking about Cardi B, the person, but, like kind of, like she's symptomatic of a bigger disease, so to speak. Because it's not just the Cardi B's. Let's see. But, let's see here. Oh, okay, yeah, cares. Exactly. Tie every man and woman for themselves. Yeah, I do agree that. Let's see. TW23 says, I agree, Ty, about everybody being out for themselves. You're right. Nobody wants to be black, but everybody wants to be a part of the culture, it seems. Yeah, I agree with that. TW23, I feel like people like the coolness of blackness and, the music and frankly, I feel like a lot of people feel like it's fun to be black or to claim some bit of blackness when they want to go around calling people nigga and they don't want to be called out or they don't want to get jumped for saying it. So yeah, I'm cool. I'm just I hang with my homie, hang with my niggas, blah blah, and that makes you feel special or something. But then after that, like when it's time to to have your name put at the bottom of the list, as far as job applications, because your name is too ethnic, then nobody wants to be black. When it's time to get pulled over by the police, nobody wants to be black. It's when it's party time, it's time to be black because we have such a good time. We know how to party, But yeah, in general, nobody really likes to associate themselves with blackness. TW23 says, I respect everyone's point of view. Y'all giving me some insight into the minds of others. I appreciate it. Speaking to everybody. Love the dialogue. Same here. I agree. And it's nice because TW23, you're definitely among the younger people in here right now. I know my kiddo and myself and Thunderbuddy are older. Drift King is definitely younger, but I haven't really heard his conversation on the subject matter. But yeah, I appreciate the conversation as well. And it's nice to know what younger people think, because it's not always that older people are just right. Sometimes older people need a different perspective, from things, and everything isn't like it was in the 80s, and some things change, and, so maybe sometimes we need to, talk to younger people and listen to younger people so that we can get a fresh perspective on things and rethink some of the ways that we've been thinking, My kiddo says 90% of strippers do not make it out of the industry. Wait, oh girl, she said I'm always right. She said, we as society tend to glorify this particular group. I am shaking my damn head. Yep. We do, and that was something that I talked about when I did that live and was mentioning the stripper strike in New York. I couldn't believe, first of all, that, it had gotten to this point where they're striking, but it's just like this is such a career path that we're really having an organized strike because girls are having a problem getting money, shaking their asses in a G-string. It just seemed like a bizarro world. How is this real life? It's crazy to me. Let's see. You heard the saying, hoes be winning. I can't. I have heard it, and it seems to be so true sometimes. Let's see. Drip King said, I'm good, just chilling and taking a break from YouTube. Oh, you're taking a break? Why are you taking a break from YouTube? I know sometimes you just need to unplug, so I can understand that. TW23 says, you're right, my kiddo. I can't deny that strippers are glorified in this society. It is sad. It is sad, honestly, she says. And that's true. They are, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. There is definitely, yeah, this stripper culture that has taken over. I don't know. Yeah, they are definitely glorified. Um, My kiddo says we are talking about a microcosm of what she represents exactly, as far as Cardi B is concerned. Um, Everyone is not going to make it as a rapper or NBA star. I'm just saying. Time always right. Now that made me laugh. Half of these fools cannot even read their contract or fill out an application. That is so true. Okay, we'll be right here, King. Um, yeah, so I wasn't even trying to go like off into all of this as far as Cardi B was concerned, but I do like hearing what everybody thinks about the subject in general. And let me go on and move to the next topic. Am I trying to say transfer to the next topic? I just had like a major mind fart right there. But anyway, on to the next topic. Since we were talking about Cardi B, let's talk about, and I don't know if, again, what you all are watching, but Love and Hip Hop Miami started on New Year's Day, and they introduced a new character who is Amara La Negra, and she is a beautiful black woman. She's Dominican, and she makes it very clear that she is a Dominican woman, and she's proud to be Dominican. She is also a black woman. She's dark skinned, beautiful dark skin, flawless skin. I don't know how old she is, but I'm guessing she's in her 20s. This huge natural afro that just looks like a halo around her pretty face. Honestly, to me, she looks like she could be Kenya Moore's younger sister. She's gorgeous. She's just drop dead gorgeous. And on the show, she's talking about, you know, how Latinas come in different shades, and this is something that, you know, I've always known. And she's saying that she wants to represent, though, you know, black Latinas, and I guess that's why she doesn't just go by Amara, but Amara La Negra is as her, you know, stage name. And so that's important to her to put out there as an artist, that that's what she wants to be. So there was a scene where she's meeting with a producer named Young Hollywood, who is also Latino. And I don't know if he's Dominican. I don't know exactly what kind of Latino he is, but he definitely takes issue with the fact that she chooses to go by Amara La Negra, and that she wants to wear this big afro, which he doesn't see as glamorous. You know, he's asking her in a meeting, like, well, can you flat iron that? Can you do something? He tells her outright, I need you to be more Beyonce and less Macy Gray. And all of the comments that he made toward her were very condescending and just outright ignorant. She's, you know, trying to explain to him, you know, that she likes her look and that this is who she is. And she says, you know, at one point, you must really make good music, right? And I couldn't quite understand why she was asking him that, other than to say, like, you just make music, right? Like, you're not, oh, buy me in these curls. Okay, I see you. Like, I think that her point was that you just make music. Like, you're not a stylist. You know, like, I could see a stylist or a manager having those comments or any comments at all to say about her appearance, but he just needs to make her a hot track, get her in the studio, let her record something, and let that be that. But, you know, he goes on to mock her with, you know, throwing up the black power fist while she's talking. And what else did he do? He called her Nutella Queen. He asked her, well, do you consider yourself Afro-Latina because you're African or because you have an afro? And just making it out to seem like he's never heard of an Afro-Latina before, like, the whole concept escapes him when he likely has Afro-Latinas in his own family. And so it was just interesting, and I'm wondering how this is going to all play out once the show is over, once the season is off, because we got to see Cardi B, a Latina, take off after her 2 years on Love and Hip Hop. But again, Cardi B is someone who has a little bit of African heritage somewhere in her bloodline, but does not claim to be African, in any way, or black, and so I'm just wondering how it's going to turn out. And I did hear that Amara got a record contract, so I'm happy to hear that, and I'm hoping that she'll be able to just be herself, because as starved as I think black women are in this country for representation, I think that whatever black women are here feeling, I think that black women in the Latino community are feeling it worse, because they seem to really go out of their way to deny African heritage and African roots, and there are a lot of them. And so if she can be a role model for some little girl in the Dominican Republic, or any of those other places, in Puerto Rico, in wherever, then that's a good thing, and I don't have a problem with that at all, and I wish her a lot of success. Yeah, it's been interesting just watching her, and I was wondering how I was going to receive her character, but she seems to have her head on very straight, and she knows exactly what she wants, and so I'm hoping that it works out in her favor. We'll see what happens. Let's see what y'all are saying. Okay, my kiddo says she got a record contract. I think it's a 360 deal. I hope not. Oh, okay, I had not heard the details of her contract. Thunderbuddy says, Amara is gorgeous. I'm interested in hearing where she goes musically. I am too. And she is gorgeous. She's very gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. Like, just beautiful, glowing skin. That girl is gorgeous. Let's see here. Once again, Mona the Pimp made sure this was scripted. At least some parts are. Oh, yeah, all reality TV is scripted. But Mona is definitely a pimp. So, yeah. Her versus a Cardi B, because they're both Latino. They're both Latina. But she's very obviously black. It's like she couldn't deny her roots if she wanted to. And a lot of them do. Even that dark and darker will still deny any, black ancestry or black roots. And so I'm just curious to see where this goes for her. She's been in the field since she was a kid. She's very grounded. Yeah, I saw some old video of her. And she still looks like she is a kid. And she seems to, know that her mom has her back. So that's good for her, too. Okay, let me see if I have any other blog topics. If there's stuff y'all want to talk about, let me know. Oh, Kendu's stupid ass still saying he needs some more money. Mary J. Blige's ex-husband. He can't make it on this little measly $35,000 a month that he's getting from her, so he needs another 30 G's every month so he can just make it. He's just trying to survive, y'all, and he can't do it. He's locked up in this little ass apartment. He can't get any more work. He's becoming physically ill. I don't know why Mary's tripping and doesn't just give him that extra $30,000 a month. She knows that man can't survive on $35,000 a month. What is she thinking? Can you believe this Negro? And there was just video out with him like last week. At some party gambling with Zell Swag, a Love and Hip Hop Hollywood cast member, but you have enough money to gamble at a party, but you can't live your life on your $35,000 a month. Kendu, we're going to need you to take your fat ass somewhere and go away. I thought we left him in 2017. Apparently we didn't. So, yeah, he's having trouble. He did a 5150 in order to state that he's suffering from depression. What a loser. He is a loser. He is a major loser. I don't even know what to say about him. Just disgusting. just really, really disgusting. Let me see. I have anything else to talk about. Clown. Let's see. Scroll down here. Goodness. Oh, well, that was the last thing that I had to write about. Okay, you guys. So what y'all want to talk about? Because I'm here. That was it. We can end it. Let's see. Kiddo, you said it perfectly. Yeah, he is a loser. You had Mary J. motherfucking Blige. Do you know how many men would love to have her and would treat her right? You had her and treated her like trash, and now you need more money. Dummy. He's real dumb. Hold on. That pisses me off. If it gets to the courts to state that he is mentally disabled and can't work, then Mary will have to pay him more. Ridiculous. I know you don't watch movies like that, but are y'all excited about Black Panther? Oh, okay, I don't, and I can't say that I am, but I've heard a lot of people saying that it looks like it's going to be really good. Okay, so Thunder Buddy's excited about it. What about you, my kiddo, or Proud Mary? Okay, tell me something, TW23. I watched the trailer, the Proud Mary trailer, and is that little boy, is he the one who was in the New Edition movie playing Ralph Tresvant? That's all that I'm just trying to figure out who that little boy was, because his face looks familiar to me, and you know I don't watch a lot of movies, so it's kind of actually weird that his face looks familiar to me. Do want to see Proud Mary also. Okay, kiddo saying that Kendu's a scam artist. Yeah, he's a fat, lazy scam artist. I hope he doesn't get another dime. Jackass. Or does anybody know who's seen the Proud Mary trailer and who has seen the New Edition movie that BET did last year, or was it the year before last? That little boy, let's see. Oh, okay, she says, you know what, I'm not sure, but maybe that is the same little boy. Okay. He was also in the movie called Isaiah with Halle Berry. Okay, so is that him? And I never saw Isaiah. I'm not a big Halle Berry fan. I'm not a fan of much of anything, am I? Okay, but is that the same little boy, my kiddo? He's a cute little boy. He reminds me of somebody else. His face reminds me of this black woman. She was in a show called Boston Public, and I think she's done a couple of movies, but he has her face. I can't remember. I don't know her name. I don't think I ever knew her name. But anyway, I'm trying to think if there are any movies that are coming out. I remember seeing a trailer for something that I wanted to see that I got excited about. The last trailer that I got super excited about was Get Out. But I did see something kind of recently for something that I wanted to see, and I can't remember what it was now. Don't remember who was in it or what kind of movie it was. Oh well. Okay, so everybody wants to see Proud Mary. What shows are coming back on? Oh wait, okay, does anybody here watch Hell's Kitchen? Cause it was so good on Friday. Let's see, the Golden Globes are on tonight. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, Seth, what's his face, is hosting the Golden Globes, right? Okay, what, you watched it, my kiddo? It was good, and I forgot. Oh yeah, Dana got kicked off of Hell's Kitchen. At least gets on my nerves. I loved her the first season. This season, I kind of wanted to see a little bit more growth, in her attitude. But yeah, she does make me laugh. I don't know what Millie was thinking with the freaking chicken meatballs and pasta. That was a cheap ass looking dish, and I thought that those judges were being kind to say that they would pay $18 for that dish. I thought they were being very kind with that. But anyway, I was glad that Dana got kicked off. And I would like to, and I'm glad that Jennifer decided to form her little alliance with Elise and, get rid of the other two girls. But Dana really did it to herself. There was no way she was going to overcome the way she was messing up on that meat station. That was just going to happen regardless, whether Elise and Jennifer had formed an alliance or not. And I would like to see Michelle, the young girl, the other girl left. I'd like to see her leave next. But I see they're doing black jackets next week. I think that Nick is definitely going to get one. I think that Jennifer and Elise are definitely going to get one, and probably the other girl. And I don't know, out of Millie, Robin, and Benjamin, I don't know, because neither of them have been completely consistent. So I don't know. If I had to take a bet, I would probably say maybe Millie has the other one. So tell me what your predictions are for the five black jackets. Tell me who you think is getting one. Okay, y'all. What shows are coming back in January? Like, there's a lot of shows starting back in January and March. What TV shows are coming back? And what TV shows are y'all watching right now? Because all that I watch, y'all know that I review that show Damnation. I watch that. I watch Hell's Kitchen. I watch Married to Medicine. I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'm watching Love and Hip Hop, the original, New York, and Miami now. So those are the only shows that I watch. What are y'all watching these days? Let's see. Okay, Thunderbird says, I gotta run. Y'all have a great week. And a suggestion, wish not to talk about next week, Kanye. Anybody hanging out with Kanye or anything Kanye said or did ever, LMAO. See you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I loved Kanye when he first came out. But ever since he's been with Kim Kardashian, I can't with him. Ever since his mother died, really, I can't with him. That boy's got some issues. And I don't really like to deal with anything Kardashian related. So you probably don't even have to worry about that. But you got it. I'll make sure of that. My kiddo says Elise, Jennifer, Benjamin, Michelle, and maybe Millie. Okay, so yeah, you're having a hard time coming up with who that last person is. Okay. So all the girls. All the girls on the red team, and then Benjamin and maybe Millie. Yeah, I think that's good prediction. Robin is just so scatterbrained. When she's on, but when she's off, she's way, way, way off. Oh, I haven't watched Law and Order SUB in a long time. Yes, I used to always call it SBU. SBU. It's SBU. Yeah, SUB. Southern. Yeah, SUB is what I would call it, but yeah, no, it's called SBU. TW23 says, I'm watching Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and Grey's Anatomy, and I recently watched Grownish, which was good to me. Okay, you know what? Okay, so Matt and we said that we were going to watch How to Get Away with Murder from the beginning all the way through and just binge watch it when we get back together. I've watched only the first episode, and I loved How to Get Away with Murder. I've never gotten into Scandal. I don't know that I will. But I loved, like I said, that first episode was so good to me. And I do want to get into that show, so I'm looking forward into doing that with him. Let's see, Robin is definitely clueless at times. Thinking about reviewing Grownish, even though I'm past that age. Some of these young people will probably watch it. I haven't seen Blackish. Don't plan to see Blackish or Grownish. I don't know, why. There are some things that I hear that, people say are great, and I believe them, but it's just I just won't get into it, and I just won't. I don't know why. Let's see, Project Runway All-Stars. I haven't watched that in so long. JD! Hey JD, I didn't know you were in here. How are you doing? Let's see. TW23 says, "Yay! So glad you loved How to Get Away with Murder. Great show." Yeah, I did, and I love. What's her name? Viola Davis? Is that her name? I love her. Whatever her name is, you know what I'm talking about. I love her, and I liked the cast, the students who were chosen. I don't know if you remember the first episode, but the students who she chose to bring on, as I guess interns at her firm, whatever. I liked all of them. So I was enjoying watching the cast interact. I understand that, like, maybe a lot of them are dead now, because I haven't seen it, like I said, since the first. Well, I didn't even watch the first episode when it came out. I watched it last year when I was in St. Lucia, just like looking for something to watch. I was like, let me see if I can get into this, and I was very impressed, and I was just so busy at the time that I didn't want to start, like, because for me, TV shows are a commitment, because I don't want to, like, be behind or whatever, so I was just like, do I have time to commit to another show? And that's, like, kind of the way that I always looked at taking on a new TV show. Let's see, even though I've been watching Scandal. Okay, thank you, my kiddo, Viola Davis. TW23 says, even though I've been watching Scandal, I feel like I need to catch up on the last 3 seasons as well, JD. Okay, JD says, okay, so JD needs to catch up on the last 3 seasons of Scandal. I'm here lurking while I do some cooking. What are you cooking, JD? Fix us a plate. We're hungry too. Fix us some Sunday dinner. TW23 says, I remember the first episode of How to Get Away with Murder, and I don't want to give away anything since you're interested, just so we can discuss. Okay, well, I'm going to have to, like, get up on it. There was a telenovela I was supposed to be watching with one of my friends, Jennifer. She was actually going to teach me. She said she was going to be the person that I could converse in Spanish with so I could get my skills back up to par. She gave me this crazy looking telenovela to watch, and I told her I'd watch it because it looked like it was going to be funny. I can't remember what it was called. I got to get back in touch with her. Okay, let's see what else. So none of y'all are, I have really been in, hola, my kiddo, ¿cómo está? I have really been enjoying Married to Medicine this season. Let's see. I'm thinking about watching Love and Hip Hop Miami since y'all talking about it. Yeah, watch that. You should review that. Like, and you're in South Florida, right? One thing that it seems like people who live in Florida were saying that I see. I'm sorry. I wish you were feeling better than I see. Let's see. People who are in, like, that South Florida areas, and they, like, are filming, like, in real areas of Miami, not just like South Beach and making it look all glamorous or whatever, like they're going to some real deal places or whatever. So I think that you could probably get into it. And you're young, like, you should be reviewing that show, because young people, like, they like it. They'll come to your channel and watch it. Let's see, JD says, I'm trying to copy a spaghetti stuffed calzone I had at a pizza place I live in Phoenix. Can't get it here in SoCal. Really? There's some type of food that you can't find in Southern California? Well, I wish you success on your pasta dish. That was the challenge on Hell's Kitchen. They had a pasta challenge on Friday. Let's see, but I'm north of Miami. How far north are you? Like Fort Lauderdale area? I'm familiar with, I lived in Florida for a little bit last year, or was it the year before last? I lived there for a little bit before I went to St. Lucia, and I'm familiar with Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Like, to me, like, all of that, because I'm from Houston, all of that would still be Houston, all the way from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. Boynton Beach, Lake Worth, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, what else? Deerfield Beach. Those are the areas that I can remember. But, like, it was just weird because, like, going through, like, all of that has still been Houston. So it's, like, all the greater Fort Lauderdale, Miami area to me. Let's see here. I should love watching Funky Dyneema's reviews of the show, and I'm Oh, I should. I love watching Funky Dynamics review the show, and I'm about 3 hours north of Miami. Okay, okay. Wow, I need to get out to Texas this year. Why you need to get out to Texas? um, uh, okay, 3 hours north of Miami. Let's see. Okay, and let's see. I spent a little time in Orlando. Um, there was another place. Port St. Lucie. Is that seems like there was like a little farmers market stand there. Um, yeah. So anyway, yes, that's where I am. What, Port St. Lucie? Is that where you are? Is that what you're saying? I'm not trying to like just tell all your business on on YouTube or whatever, but I'm just like remembering the places where I've been, and like if I were to drive around there again, like I know I'm familiar with some of these little places. Um, OMG, I can't believe you just called out Port St. Lucie. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, and it does seem like it's developing out that way. And it is a good 3 hour drive from Miami. You're so right. Because I had to make that drive a handful of times. Yeah, Port St. Lucie, girl. That's funny. It's a small world. Let's see here. I know the area of Cape Canaveral, Florida. Okay, and I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is. I'm not that, I spent my time there, but didn't get like super duper familiar with a lot of the places. I did like Boynton Beach though. I enjoyed Boynton Beach. Cute little shopping areas there. I like that. Some nice places I could go and have brunch and go shopping and stuff. But yeah, you should be watching that and reviewing that, my kiddo. Cape Canaveral, where the space shuttle takes off, I think. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it, but I've not been. Because it seems like I've driven like the whole length of Florida, because I've driven from North Carolina to Miami. So, like, Florida is just a long ass state. Like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was never going to get off of 95. But it's just a long, skinny state, But yeah, I've made the drive through, but I don't know like if it's on the Atlantic side or if it's on the Gulf side. Yeah, it's super long and skinny. Let's see here. Super long. Yeah, it is super long. Yeah, Port St. Lucie. That's funny. That's funny. I wasn't expecting you to say of all places that that's where you you were. Let's see. What else, man? I wish y'all watched Married to Medicine, because I've been enjoying the heck out of that show, and it would just be fun to talk about that. What else, y'all? What else y'all want to talk about? Because we can end it, or we can keep talking. It doesn't matter to me, but I'm just trying to think. I don't want to just be sitting up here like, trying to think. I want to entertain. Let's see. Are y'all watching anything on Netflix, new, old, or whatever? I'm not. You need recommendations. Oh, you know what, my kiddo? If I didn't need viewers, I would delete you. Talking about Quad is my friend. You got me friending Quad and Tamar. TW23. I'm not watching anything new, or whatever. So I don't have any recommendations. Okay, did you go on and finish up with She's Gotta Have It? Because I'm waiting on your reviews, because if you review it, I will watch the show. Okay, now here's something that I got into. Now, I love a good British anything. I loved Downton Abbey. I loved The Tudors when it came out. Just, child, anything British, like, just does it for me. And so, I just discovered Victoria, and I've been enjoying that, and I think that it's going to start up on PBS like shortly, but I've been enjoying that. It's in the second season now, and that's been good. So like I binge watched that and I enjoyed it. Like I liked Mr. Selfridge. That was also good. Like 1920s London. I like that kind of stuff. Like that's like gets me excited. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, Quad has been acting a damn fool on Married to Medicine. I cannot with her and these fake ass arguments that she's drumming up with her husband. Girl, if you want to leave him, just leave him. If you don't want to give him any children, just tell him so he can go in and get him another woman and get rid of you. I'm tired of Quad and her dramatics. I cannot with her. I heard Handmaiden is very good. Okay, you finished watching She's Gotta Have It. Okay, you need to check out Handmaiden. And, okay, you'll keep Victoria in mind. Okay. I have not had the time to watch it. Mr. Selvage was good. If you want to, like, binge watch a show, I think it was 4 seasons. And me and, like, Matt's mom, we blew through all of those seasons. That was really good. Did any of y'all watch This Is Us? Let's see. JD says, I just finished a new season of Black Mirror. I always enjoy that show, even though it gets very stressful. Okay, I haven't heard of that show. Yeah, y'all know I'm like late as hell on everything. Contessa's Nanny. Yes, Contessa's Nanny is Donnell Jones's mother. Ooh, say what, say what, say what. You know that I like it, baby. And she's rude as hell. Yeah, she's very rude. I think that she has self-esteem issues. And I think that that's why she acted like she did at that party. Because I think that she kind of was feeling like she was beneath those women. And so I feel like she just kind of showed her ass a little bit. Because she was embarrassed. That's how I took her behavior on that night. But I tell you what, they don't need to give her any liquor. I would not give her not one drop of liquor if I was going to have her at a party ever again. Let's see here. My kiddo says, I'm late too. TW23 says, I watched one episode of This Is Us. I liked it. I need to watch more episodes. So that one, Matthew's aunt got me on This Is Us. And she was just asking, like, when, like, we were visiting with her, she's like, have you heard of This Is Us? And he hadn't heard of it, I hadn't heard of it, so he pulls it up on the Fire Stick. She and I sat there and binge watched, like, half of the first season. Like, and it was sad and it was depressing, but it was good. And, like, the sad moments are very, very sad, but the happy moments are very happy. It's an emotional roller coaster. And we were dealing with a lot at that time because, her husband, who is Matt's uncle, who Matt looks at like a father, had passed away from cancer recently, and there's, you know, someone who has cancer on the show, and I was surprised that she was able to watch it as well as she was, but the acting was so good, and man, like, we fell in love with that show, and so, yeah, it should be coming back, like, this week or next week. They were, like, on a mid-season break in December, and I think it's coming back soon. Let's see, Donnell, come get your mother. For real, he needs to come and get her. JD says, I want to watch This Is Us too. Yeah, it's a good show. It's really good, and that Sterling K. Brown, he's so fine, but he's a really good actor, and I love that he's like the nerdy, successful black guy who I think that people like would typically look at and assume that he has a white wife, and that even comes up in a conversation with this black woman whose child he has brought into his home to foster, and she feels like he's judging her, and she's like, oh, you probably got a white wife anyway. He told her, he said, I wake up to a head wrap and coconut oil every day. I'm married to a black woman. No, I'm married to a black queen. I said, you better say those lines. Like, they must have some real black writers for these black people, and I just thought that that was, like, super duper awesome. But I love him, and I liked him on Insecure. Did y'all watch Insecure when that was out? The second season finished up, like, sometime last year. I heard that it was very good. It won several Emmys. Okay, it deserves those Emmys because those people are acting their asses off. They are good actors. The writing's good. It seems very realistic to me. I enjoy it. TW23, you watched Insecure. Did you watch both seasons? And did you already know about Issa before Insecure? Because I used to watch the YouTube series that she had, Awkward Black Girl. And that shit had me cracking up. My kiddo's always at work. Hey, there's nothing to be sorry about. Make your money. You can't be watching anything if you don't go to work. You'll be sitting at home in the dark because the electricity's off. So, hey, I understand. That's why I miss out on a lot of things, too. So, I understand. Nothing wrong with working. I didn't know you watched Insecure. Yes, I watched both seasons, and I watched Awkward Black Girl too, and I read her book. Okay, I have not read her book. I loved Awkward Black Girl, and I didn't watch the first season of Insecure until after the whole thing had aired, so I could binge watch it. Because people kept telling me, you know, it's so good, it's just like Awkward Black Girl, but it wasn't like Awkward Black Girl at all. Like, it was, you know, funny, but I thought that it was going to be like hilarious office humor, but it was like more like relationship drama with little bits of comedy injected into it. And so I enjoyed it, but I would have enjoyed it less if people hadn't described it to me as like a longer version of Awkward Black Girl, because it wasn't. Excuse me. So yeah, it's very different from Awkward Black Girl. I was pissed off. Hey King, okay, you're back, and thank you for coming back. But yeah, I was just like, this isn't like Awkward Black Girl, but it was good, you know. It was good. It was definitely different though, like you said. I have a video. My kiddo, I think it had to be from season 1. I did an Insecure video. I didn't review the show or anything because, like I said, I didn't watch the first season until it had already aired. But I did a video called, it's something about, I think I titled it Insecure Topic, and I asked a question, because it came from the show, something about, like, can men experiment with homosexuality without being labeled as gay? Because remember, like, in the first season, that whatever that guy was that Molly was dating, she was really interested in him, but then she found out that he had one experience in college with some man, and so she was like, you gay, you know. But she told him that, you know, that she had experimented with girls, but like, so like, why is there this double standard? So anyway, okay, you remember that situation. So yeah, I did a video on that, and it has his character's name was Jared. Oh, you're good. I don't remember his name. So yeah, anyway, I put the video up, and there's I took like a screenshot, like from the TV show, like whatever her little promotional stuff was. That's what's on the thumbnail for the video. Let's see. My kiddo says, "Are you asking for a reply?" What do you mean? To the question that I just asked about that's in the video? Okay, I'm lost. I'm sorry. Let's see. Molly should have got with him. I'm still mad at her for that. I know Molly, she always like, oh yeah, if you want to answer that, then that's cool. If you want to watch the video, that's cool too. But yeah, if y'all want to talk about that, we can talk about that. But yeah, Molly, she always seems to like diss the guys who are actually good for her. Because the same thing with Sterling K. Brown's character. And that's why I started talking about Insecure, because I was talking about Sterling K. Brown from This Is Us. But Sterling K. Brown this season, the stable, successful guy who she says, looks good on paper, all the stuff that she says she wanted, here he was, and he's inviting her to a SZA concert. I still don't know who SZA is, but I've heard the name. But anyway, I remember him inviting her to the SZA concert, and she didn't want to go, and, then she brings him to her parents', what was it, like a anniversary party, and she disses him for the married friend Dro and goes and sleeps with him that night. And I'm just like, Molly, you're getting on my nerves. Let's see. Yes, she does. I can't stand her, but she's like most females. She is like a lot of females I know and knew. I'll say that definitely like some girls I knew in college. Okay, well, young ladies in that age. Yeah. But she's like supposed to be like 30, right? And I'm just like, you girl. She bothers me. Yeah, like she wants a bad boy until she gets a bad boy and he treats her like bad boys treat women. But then, it's just like, I can't with her. And then I was done with Issa and this stupid ass hoe phase that she decided she was gonna have this season. Girl, I was like, girl, get your fucking life together. Like, you so worried about hoeing around. And then that Latino guy that she was dating, he was into her and being a gentleman. She's just trying to jump his bones. And, man, I just can't. Let's see here. My kiddo says, my opinion is if you had an experience like that, then I guess you are gay. And see, my thing is, okay, what if you had the experience, you didn't like it, and you never had the experience again? Does that mean you're gay? Because that's what the guy was saying on the show. In the episode, he was saying he experimented, it wasn't for him, and so now he's back with women. Again, these are just opinions, and I'm just like kind of basically playing the devil's advocate because I don't have, I don't have strong opinions about it one way or another. But to me, it's always interesting to look at how black people deal with, as a collective, deal with things regarding homosexuality and just different sex things other than one man, one woman. It seems like white people and white women, I guess, like they allow white men the luxury, I guess if you'll call it, of being able to experiment more than black people do. Like, a white girl might hear that and, oh yeah, he just had one crazy night at college, whatever, but he's not into girls anymore and would never consider calling him gay. But it's like with us, with black people, like you do one thing and like forever, it doesn't matter. Like, I let some guy, perform oral sex on me when I was, in my freshman year in college, but now, like, I'm married, I have 3 children, I've never looked at a man again. It doesn't matter. You had that, 5-minute encounter with that man your freshman year, nigga, you gay, and that's how it is, and so we just look at things differently. Let's see here. Yes, Issa and Molly, those hoe phases, they were doing too much. Yes, they were doing way too much. Way too much. I agree. Let's see. Okay, my kid said then you were gay at that point. At the point that you experimented, then you were gay. So then for you, my kiddo, one can flow in and out of homosexuality and heterosexuality. And I'm just asking, because I don't think that there's any right or wrong. It's just the way that people look at things. TW23 says there are limitations to everything, though. True. I agree. And my kiddo says, I don't believe in experimenting and experimentation. There's a reason why it happened. I think that there is definitely a reason why it happened. And I think that sometimes people are curious. And then maybe, okay, so, but then if you're curious and you already know, like, okay, I know, like, okay, let's say I'm a man. And I know I like having sex with women, but I'm really curious, well, what's it like to have sex with a man? And then I do, and then I wasn't crazy about it, and I just want to go back to having sex with women. Well, or then I do, and I liked it, but I still rather have sex with women. Then are you bisexual? Does that necessarily make you gay? Like, can't you be bisexual? Or Whatever. Yeah, I've never been that curious either. I'm just trying to, just for the sake of argument, I wish that you had seen the episode. But yeah, I will admit I've never been that curious either. Let's see. After the first, I think. Let's see what. Okay, I'm lost. After the first, I think. What do you mean, TW23? I'm lost now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I get lost in these comments. Let's see here. So yeah, I've never been that curious either. I think that some women are absolutely stunningly gorgeous, and truth be told, if I had I won't say the option, if I was forced to either look at a naked man for 2 minutes straight or a naked woman, I would probably choose the woman, just because I don't think in general men's bodies are like good to look at. I think that they are utilitarian and they're like made for moving things around and for getting things done, and I do think that women's bodies are more beautiful. I'm not sexually attracted to women, but I'd rather see men with their clothes on. I'd rather see everybody with their clothes on, frankly. But yeah, that's about as close as I've even come to a curiosity, and that's not even a curiosity. That's just, in my opinion, that's just the truth. Our bodies look better than theirs. Well, in the episode, the guy just tried it one time and decided he didn't like it. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I wish that that my kiddo could put it in context of the episode, and that's what I try to just frame my discussion around that. But make it a broader topic, just in general. What do people think? Can you just try it and not buy it and still be straight? Then Mai decides she couldn't be with him. Yeah. Which is understandable. Yeah, and she has that right to say that she doesn't want to be with him. I agree. But I'm always like, okay, let's examine like why we really feel like this. Is it because, just as Black people, we tend to like really deal with this hyper masculine image, of what men should be? Or, is it just like no, I really, really, like, because there's nothing in me that, from the way that episode was going, that thought that Molly thought that this man was ever going to go and start having sex with men again. I think that it was just that part of his past that she could not handle and get past herself. I don't think that she, for a second, had any inkling in her or had any kind of suspicions that this man was looking at men or anything like that, Well, bisexual is different because they like both, right? Well, right. Yeah, and yeah, bisexuals, they're not gay, they like both, and so that, yeah, I just have questions, I don't try to, claim like I understand everything that's going on. I'm just a straight little Black girl who doesn't know anything about anything. Are they gay? Are they gay? Are bisexuals gay? Is that what you're saying, my kiddo? Okay, I'm so lost, y'all. Dang, I hate getting lost in the comments. Bisexuals. Well, I don't know. I guess that is just bisexual. I guess it's just bisexual because you do like both. So I guess like or if you're gonna say that they're gay, then you have to say that they're as much straight as they are gay. I guess. I don't know. This is weird. We're all trying to figure it out and none of us has a clue. But it's a fun discussion. Let's see. I'm laughing at us. Do you see the dilemma? I won't even call it a dilemma. I see how the train of thought can go there, to those questions. I do. This is crazy. And we have people who are in here who are not contributing to the conversation, so I'm wondering what other people are thinking. There might be some people who have some answers. We know JD is cooking her pasta dish. She's listening. But, let's see. T.S. Madison is interesting. Okay, yeah, T.S. Madison is transgender, right? And I'm asking because I legit don't know, but I think that I heard that like recently. And other than the Queen's Court thing, I don't know anything about T.S. Madison. That's the TW23. That's who Kaya is, her sidekick at the Queen's Court. The other like heavy set looking woman, kind of, or not necessarily heavy set, but like big breasted woman who's always sitting next to her on the Queen's Court videos. That's T.S. Madison. Yeah, Kaya's partner. Oh, what makes her interesting to you? Because I don't, other than the Queen's Court thing, I had not heard of her before then. And is she transgender or okay, so does she identify as a woman, or is she just saying she's a man in drag, or um born a male, has breasts and a penis? Okay, so I guess then she probably identifies as trans, I'm guessing. But I don't know much about, like I said, I don't know anything about T.S. Madison. I had only seen T.S. Madison after the Queen's Court started gaining some popularity. Yes, she states she's a female, but will kick your ass as a male. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that. What did she say this on one of the Queen's Court videos? That's interesting. Okay, okay. So see, and I don't follow the Queen's Court like that, so that I would know anything about her. Like every time I see anything from the Queen's Court, it's just a clip that I'm seeing on a blog because they were talking about usually someone far more famous than themselves, and so I just like get to see little like 2 and 3 minute clips here and there. Mm, 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 mm. She's always bouncing her breasts on the show in the beginning. Oh, okay. I didn't know that either. I've never seen the beginning. Yeah, I've only seen, like I said, I only see the clips. I've never seen how they start or end a broadcast. I only just, see those clips. I'm used to hearing Kaya screaming, "Next case!" That's all that I like really know about their brand. Wow. I like her. I think her testimony is fascinating. Okay, yeah, I'll have to look into her because I don't know anything about her other than this, and I hate that that's my first exposure to her because I don't like what I see about the Queen's Court. I just look at them as two haters trying to gain fame off of talking shit about people who are more famous than they are. That's just like if I could put it in a nutshell. But sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's the things they say make me laugh. So, and people love it. They are gaining a lot more popularity, like day by day. It just seems like people are just really into what they do. So, again, kind of like how we were saying about Cardi, can't knock the hustle. I won't knock the hustle. It's not meant for me, for my personal taste, but I cannot knock their hustle. Maybe me and Kiddo and TW23 need to do a YouTube live where we talk shit about people and see if we can get, half the subscribers and views that they get, We just need to be a little bit more vicious in 2018 so that we can get somewhere. Gosh. Oh, boy. Let's see. What are y'all talking about? I'm just waiting. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Not vicious. Yeah, vicious. Hey girl, we gotta get our coins, you know? We gotta do what we gotta do. So it's either that or we strip. So I'm fine to do the YouTube thing. I sit next to you then and co-host. Okay, hey, that works for me. Do we need to hook something up? A West Coast roast. That's what we call ours. And they will just sit up and talk shit about people who are mad famous. Yeah, I'm not stripping either, so so I think that we'll stick to YouTube. Let's see exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep my clothes on, please. I think that's best for everybody. Okay, so yeah, TW23 is not stripping either, so we gotta do something, girls. What's gonna be our hustle this year? We gotta come up. We gotta come up. We can't have all these other nobodies who don't have half the stuff we got getting their shine on better than we are. So we gotta come up. Do you have Skype? Yeah, I do. I don't remember my sign-in stuff, but like I'm sure I can get into it. Why? Oh, so that we can do a show? I think that we can do it on Google Hangouts too. Yeah, we might need to look into that. Combine all of our viewers together and start a little something. Is that something y'all want to consider? Okay. I'd be down. Cause I think I watch a lot of people who are interesting, you know. And I think that people watch me who are interesting, who are probably more interesting than I am, and it's funny that they want to watch me, you know, to me. But okay, then let us leave on that note. Okay, Google Hangouts. Yeah, I think that would actually work quite well. Y'all, okay, let's seriously think about this. I know my kiddo and I, we have each other's email. TW23 and I, we have each other's Twitter. So we can talk on there. I'm going to go on and cut it because I'm at 3 hours now. And try to keep these at close to 2. But it's funny though, because I watch my playback and it seems like the ones that are closer to 3 hours or longer, they get more views than the ones that are 2 hours. And I don't know like who's like really coming to watch an old 3-hour video. So like you could have watched a good ass movie, you know what I mean? But anyway, okay, so let's go on and cut it. Thank you all, thank you everybody for every thumbs up, for every view, for every comment in the live chat. I really appreciate y'all. I hope that your 2018 is getting off to a fabulous start. And let's just like do it big and be like super freaking awesome this year. But yeah, let's explore this, ladies, because I think that we might be able to do something. We are interesting, I agree. And yeah, TW23, I think it would be an interesting thing for us to put something together. Let's talk about it. You know, we have different age ranges, different points of view on something. And also, JD, thank you. And yeah, JD, if you want to join us too, we might need you to cook something for us, you know, show somebody how to cook a little something special. But yeah, y'all, let's do this, because it doesn't just have to be me talking, you know, like let's hey, I'm open to some things that are out of the box, so let's look into that. And it could be a way, you know, to grow our own things, you know, as well, you know, individually, but it's always fun to, you know, collaborate. So let's look into it and think about it. Think how we can make that work. What else, y'all? Yeah, definitely something to think about, but more than that, something to act upon. So let's work it out. What else? Oh, thank you everybody for the responses to Jennifer, my kiddo, TW23, and me and these curls. I really appreciated y'all. Let's see, TW23 says, okay, y'all, this was a wonderful chat. I'll be in touch via Twitter. Talk to you soon. Great chat tonight. See you next week, hopefully. Okay, cool. Well, I love y'all. Love everybody. I'm going to count down to 10 seconds like I always do. be sure that there aren't any more comments in the live chat. Everybody who's still watching, thank you all for sticking with me. Thank you all for coming in here. King, Derica, who else? Thunder Buddy, everybody who came in. I can't remember everybody, but I do appreciate everybody for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And we'll try to do this next week, same time, maybe with some extra people. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Good night, everybody. See you next week.